Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Let us begin to create content. Hello. We have a dog. Hello, Mochi. I figure we'll let Mochi in here for a little bit. Door to my room is closed, so she can't go in there and mess everything up. Why is your neck so wet? You must have been drinking a lot of water. She's just out of shot, which is very unfortunate. I'm not lowering the camera because my desk is a fucking mess. And unfortunately, I don't have time to clean it up right now because, you know, editing an hour-long recording session on top of streaming, on top of continuing to edit on top of another stream, and kind of does not result in there being an abundance of time in the day. Hopefully we get it done by tonight. Smile. I also want to get this done, though, because, Lingering Echoes, I think is what it's called, what this event is fucking fire so far, and I really want to see how it ends, so. Let's waste no time, and just get right to it. Yes. Believe it or not, Gigi, I did read the things that you posted beforehand. Thank you for the secondary update. Alright. Oh god, that's right, I was reading this out loud, wasn't I? Alright, here we go. So these are the only ones left of His Majesty bloodline. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, that's terrifying. I hate that. I hate that a lot. Those wretched women were quick at their handiwork. This is the best we can do. I will say that we shouldn't be treating His Majesty's melody so frivolously. What do you think we should do, then? I think we should be a little more cautious here. Cautious? Our people are being slaughtered day after day, and you want to be cautious? This is our last chance. Even if bringing His Majesty's bloodline and melodies won't revive all of His Majesty's powers at the very least. How old am I? 2? 3? In the middle of a rundown building, I look around at my surroundings, bewildered. The man who brought me here told me that both my father and mother had already been lynched. At the time, I didn't even understand what lynching and death meant. He even told me that from here on out, this would be my home. I was going to be part of a grand plan, and if luck was on my side, I could even become Laythanian's next ruler. I don't get it. I don't get any of it at all. The only thing I understood in my confusion was that I probably wouldn't ever get to go back to my room, where sunlight beamed in every morning. Didn't I tell you already? It's impossible to make a person into a vessel for the voice of Terra. If you knew it was impossible. Did you let any of us know you were against the plan before we started then? And now, only after they started to bite the dust, are you complaining? Don't make me laugh. No, let me tell you, this isn't a waste. This is a price we must pay for our success. As long as one of them survives, we won't have to hide out here in the provinces like thieves. Victoria, Ursus, Casimirs. There are more parties interested in our plans than we can count. As long as we succeed, their armies will help secure our revenge against those awful women. That day, the lady who had been taking care of us disappeared. Once she was gone, the men who brought us our meals didn't stay with us, started arguing with each other. I didn't understand what they were arguing about. All I knew was that the lady who sang songs for us probably wasn't going to be back again. If I remember correctly, this is how the song goes. The sky is blue and fine, the breeze lilts by in song. The river murmurs clear, my heart is filled with hope. I think there was more to the song, but she never sang that part to us. What is it this time? Out with it. That's another one of them dead. So what? We're making progress. Next time, we'll move the operating room further away and add some soundproofing material. We'll definitely get there. The weather got cold and then warm. At first, those men would make a huge ruckus whenever someone disappeared. They gradually complained less and less. Our meals got worse too, but at least we were able to fill our stomachs thanks to there being fewer mouths to feed. Perhaps this is just how man is meant to be. Before you know it, they disappear. And so did their things too. like the cane that belonged to the old granny, the music box that belonged to a boy, the wand and Iridium dice that... Iridium dice? Damn. Hello, JJ. My day's been good. Lots of work getting done. Both a good and a bad thing. Lots of work in the sense that, like, yay, we're being productive, and lots of work in the sense that, like, oh no, I'm having to skip meals to be productive. God help me. But there were also things that stayed with us, like the song that the girl liked to sing. There was a boy who learned the song, and he liked humming it. Hello, Asmo. Welcome back. How's your day been, JJ and Asmo? Just what are we doing? We brought His Majesty's bloodline under our protection only to send them to their deaths. Wake up! This is unnecessary. Blech. Price to pay. To make sure His Majesty's bloodkin can wield his power properly, we have to make these sacrifices. Fine weight dinner. I don't know what that means. We are learning more and more about the voice of Terra. We'll succeed soon enough. Oh, waiting for dinner. Nice, nice. What about those who died? No, let's stop these crazy experiments. Let's start over with new identities and raise the few we have left. They might just grow up to become fine men like His Majesty. Stop dreaming! We need the voice of Terra! Then, after a year, or perhaps two, I've been watching Minecraft videos on the TV. Seems very comfy. Have you been watching anyone in particular? Then after a year, or perhaps two, I really have no idea, it was just me and the boy. I'd start trembling in fear every time those men came to our room. When he saw that, the boy would comfort me and tell me that everything was alright before standing in front of them. Then, as soon as they were gone, he would sing the song. My heart is filled with hope. Stampy Longhead for nostalgia. I have no idea who that is. I was just old enough to miss the Minecraft wave. Like, I played Minecraft a little bit, but it was not like a defining game of my childhood. I was just a little too old for that. You two have been here for a long time. You may be kids, but you figured it out already, haven't you? You're His Majesty's only surviving blood kid, after all. I don't want to make this too ugly. I'll let you decide who will be next. We've made vast improvements to our technology. It might succeed. Most likely. Whichever of you that undergoes the experiment might become a really, truly amazing caster. Also, I'd like to point out, these two have also known each other from childhood, and one protected the other one. Boy! We weren't stupid. The man in the noble attire told us the same thing the few times before that, but none of the ones who left with him ever came back. My legs trembled. I looked to the boy next to me. His lips were pale too. I didn't want to disappear, nor did I want him to disappear, but he noticed my gaze and turned to me, and spoke these words as his lips trembled. I'll do it. When I heard him say that, I couldn't keep myself upright anymore. My legs gave out and I fell to the ground. I lived alone in the empty room for 2 whole months. Then, on a rainy night, they brought the boy back. His eyes were closed and he bit his lips hard, but he was alive. I thought it was a miracle, but mere days later he was taken from the room again, never to be seen again, just like the others. He was still humming the song before he left. My heart is filled with hope. Damn. That's rough, buddy. A few days came and went, and then it was finally my turn. I followed those two. On our way, I saw many rooms that I had never seen before. There were all kinds of devices and equipment inside. We arrived at a small room that was completely white inside. The woman in the Spire caster attire told me to lie down on the bed. She was wearing a white surgical mask and gloves that had a very strange feel to them. She put a mask over my face, and that was the last thing I remember. I was woken up by their cheers. When I awakened, it felt like there was lava burning in my brain and roasting my eyes. A surgical mask over her mask, indeed. Yeah, she's wearing the mask, and then they put another mask on, and then she put on a third mask just to be sure not to spread COVID. When I awakened, it felt like there was lava burning in my brain and roasting my eyes. The pain lasted... how long was it? Days? Weeks? Months? A very, very long time. Nevertheless, as time went on, the pain slowly weakened. In the end, I would get bouts of intense pain that quickly subsided. I waited for them to carry me outside like everybody else, but they didn't. Not only that, they started to fawn on me, gave me more food, and let me run outside in the courtyard. They started giving me lessons to teach me how to read, write, and most importantly, use Originium arts. Very solemnly, they gave me the wand and Originium dice that belonged to the old man and told me to cherish them as they were part of His Majesty's collection. Thereafter, whenever I showed any aptitude for arts, they would shower me with praise. Of course, those days didn't last very long. Is this all we'll get with this boy? From the looks of it, even if we pushed him to his limits, he would only be able to arm wrestle a single Empress's voice fighter. Perhaps we should adjust his voice of terror energy's fluctuations like the last one. Forget it. What are you afraid of? If we improve... You can't. You dare talk back to me? We had so many verses of Voice of Terror, and this is the only one that can still be played. We had 15 of His Majesty's Bloodkin, and this boy is the only one left. If we raise him right, we might yet be able to flee to another country and buy ourselves official appointments there, and more importantly, His Majesty's bloodline will continue. If he ends up buggered like that other kid, then the only way we'll have to make it up to His Majesty is by taking our own lives. Named Reckless Caster. What a very fun detail. The next day, they were gone too. They didn't take their own lives. Rather, it was because the Empress's voice they kept talking about were here. When I sat in the empty room and listened to the screams outside, I couldn't help but feel a sense of joy. After all, they all loved to talk about His Majesty's bloodline. And now, what they feared the most, the destruction of this cursed bloodline, was finally about to happen. An elegantly dressed man kicked the door in and entered. This must be the Empress's voice. He looked at me and neither lowered his weapon nor attacked. He was probably hesitating. Hesitating for what? I picked up my wand and pointed it at the Empress's voice, and the Originium dice started to revolve around me. As I expected, he dashed towards me unbelievably quickly and struck the brass instrument from my head. From my head? Hard? I assume that's supposed to be my hand, because he picked up a wand, unless he's fucking... I'll come at you with my wand! My wand of Originium! I'm a unicorn, take this! Kia! The strike was the very thing that divided my short life into two wildly different halves. Graf Erdika has forgotten how he found himself handcuffed to this chair. His frequent headaches serve as the only reminder that the Witch King's final melody yet lives on in his head. His regent, managing the Grafschaft, has told him with scorn that it is an artifact left behind by the one whose name we dare not speak, and that it is no longer separable from his body. But he has no idea at all how he became one with that thing. He remembers now. What should he do? What can I do? Backstory. The dreaded backstory flashback after the first backstory flashback. Aya! Hello, Aya, what's up? I didn't think we'd see you in a tutorial thing. They normally like to use low rarity friends for that. Goku? Hello? Yeah, Spooky Lady. We've seen them in a couple of these maps. How's the story going? Going well, Cal. How's your day going? Uh-oh. Oh, what the fuck? It's like something in front's blocking the realigned flux. So right, it's the realigned flux charging a resonator with energy. Funky diamond tiles indeed. Hello, Zenogre. Witch King pretty much the what's up with that walk cycle. Witch King doing the Voldemort? Oh yeah, absolutely. Just put the resonator in contact with the realigned flux for a while and it'll activate the resonator. What's up with her walk cycle? She's strutting, dude. She's you know, doing the stroll. Once operators are deployed on active resonators, they'll get a new realigned flux originating from their position without any connection to a tuba. Understood. Ow. She do be strutting though. Okay. Ishtar dodged my pulls, but otherwise, other than that, it's going good. I mean, to be fair, Ishtar is only kind of decent. Space Ishtar is solid, but like, I don't know. I've never seen Space Ishtar as like a fucking must-have character. First resident activated. Let's keep it up and minimize the impact of the excess energy disturbance.
Understood.
Well, like... Oh, she does have the new one out. I see. Oh, and we literally can't put people up there.
You better run away soon.
Hear that? You had better run away soon. I think they almost intend for these characters to die before too long in this tutorial.
I'll be careful.
What is
Please
her...
give
Oh,
me
just plus 50
instructions.
attack. God, that's right. We can't even put him down right now. Imagine running a Nachiel. Lol.
Professor?
And she's got... Oh, God. She's got the volcano. The Kababuma.
Understood.
In hindsight, maybe we face him that way instead. Any units are you saving for in FGO? I haven't really paid attention to most of the characters coming out sooner rather than later in FGO. A lot of my, like, characters that were gargantuan eye emoji for me in FGO have already come out. Oh god. Hello, enemies.
Professor, watch out for fires!
Locked on.
Get him, Aya. Get him, Aya.
Down you go.
There we go. Easy peasy. Let me...
Why must our
I'm really
world be
tempted to crack
enveloped in
open a
strife?
fucking list of characters that are coming out soon in FGO and seeing, like, who is coming out that I should be saving for. I've also learned my lesson about saving in FGO. There have been times where I've saved for a character and gotten completely fucked. And honestly, like, I've found a lot more value in just throwing rolls. At least 1 or 2 rolls on every banner. If the person comes home, they fucking come home. God bless. Played a bit of this game like over a year ago. It's solid. I enjoy it. How do you feel? All better now? I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I'm sure of it. The both of us are. I'm going out for a bit, so stay put here. You're going out again the moment you feel a little better? I've got work to do. That's fine and all, but shouldn't you at least wait until you've recovered? Don't worry about me. Hibiscus said the same thing. After you wake up, it'd be best to keep resting for a while and monitoring your condition. It's an emergency, one that can't wait, alright? But there's not a whole lot of time left until the concert. I think the most important thing to do until then is to make sure you're healthy and well practiced. I'm sure that's what you want too. Can you stop pestering me with that right now? Pestering? That's not what I meant. But I have to go, so don't get in my way. I'll be back as soon as I can. And you really can't tell me what you're going to do? If everything goes well, you'll know soon enough. Alright, your suit. What about it? I made an appointment to pick it up this afternoon, but I won't be able to go with you. You should go get it yourself. Remember to bring your cello with you and play a little passage as you're trying it on. Make sure there aren't any areas that feel uncomfortable. I'll be back. Oh no, I feel like that's going to wind up unfortunate. You again. Yes, it's me. I'm here to ask you to put this concert on hold. Or at least don't let Ebenholz and Creed play together. What did you say? Something terrible is going to happen in the afterglow if those two play together. Uh-oh. Accurate. Explanation occurs. So if what you're saying is true, my recent improvement was due to this so-called false recovery caused by Ebenholz and Creed. And as soon as this phase is over, I'll become critically ill and my life will be in danger. That's right. You've been around them a lot, so the symptoms will also be a lot more pronounced. Others who have had less contact with them are also affected, and if I let the two of them play together, there's a high possibility that people will die. Correct. Even though I don't know the exact reason, having the two play together seems to amplify the effect they have on their surroundings. Forget the name of the SSR I got instead of Ishtar. Her name was like, yeah, Tomato. Tomoe Gozen. Good old Fox lady. Fox girl, Mikon! Solid, the old top tier art support, is not as good now, but she's still solid. Still very much so usable. Unfortunately, she's not as loopsy as fucking, Castoria. But, you know, she's still useful. How likely are we talking about here? I can't say for sure right now. Other than me, who else is in life-threatening danger? Over a dozen people from the Afterglow have already been hospitalized in the Cliffy Patio. The Cliffy Patio? In other words, they've already left Ebon Holes and Creed's effective range? That should be the case. Then I have a clear picture of the situation. Your answer is no. What? I'm not asking you to cancel the whole concert. You could just cut Ebon Holes and Creed's part, or even have someone else perform the duet. If you can prove that their duet will cause harm to people other than me, then I'll cancel the concert right away. But it seems that's not the case. Even you have no idea what would happen if they played together. I can't simply throw away the efforts and aspirations of everyone in the Afterglow over these illusory concerns. The efforts and aspirations? I understand how much this concert means to you, but... I'm going to re-download this game, and I'm pretty sure I've lost my save data. Honestly, that's not the worst. Like, the early game is easily the moment where you get a lot of prog, so, like, you're not missing out on a whole lot. You don't understand anything. If you truly understood, you wouldn't throw around the word "but" so lightly. Unfortunately, I cannot change the concert schedule on your word alone. Mr. Cerny, please give me a straight answer. What makes this concert more important than the lives of the infected? What are you talking about? Are you suggesting that I'm disregarding people's lives? I'm just saying... Hibiscus, hibiscus. Miss Ursula? Come take a little stroll, won't you? But, come now. Let's head out and calm down first. We can talk about this later, okay? Cope, Seed, and Bald. Ah, he's got the dice. And the wand. If everything Gertrude said is true, then Creed won't survive this. No, there must be some way. Some way to come out ahead on both fronts. Cerny must know something. No, he's just a musician. He won't be able to help. Should I tell Creed the truth? But what good would that do? Rhodes Island. Someone like Hibiscus is only going to send me back to my cell in Urtica. The Empress's voice? What am I even thinking? Is this a suicide mission? Hello, people. Goodbye, people. I have a slightly different hairband on. Goodbye. I'm dripped out of my mind. No, I've been going in circles. I'm standing out too much. I need to go somewhere less crowded. Oh no. Huh? Have I seen that man before? Be careful. Definitely, the crowd. Right, the rumor. There was that rumor. I've got to get to the bottom of this rumor. Who knows, there might even be some clues. Or the person spreading the rumor might know something. But it's all up to me at this point. You sure? This is the best opportunity we're going to get. The longer things drag on, the less time we'll have. It'll only make things harder. Alright, hurry it up then. I'll go report to the higher-ups. I'm counting on you, Herr Lockman. This work sure is demanding, physically and emotionally. It's hard enough spreading the rumors. Now I even have to go there. The sewers. He's heading into the sewers? I'd rather not have to follow him down there. Time to act. He's coming at him. Hold it right there. Who are you? Don't turn around. Can't wait for the end of the month? Is something happening in the end of the month? Tell me, who sent you to spread rumors in the Afterglow? You've got the wrong guy. I just happened to overhear. I've been following you the whole time, Herr Lockman. And I connected the dots just now. You were the one fanning the flames before, spreading rumors that have that mob accost Hibiscus. got a pretty good memory. Speak. Who sent you here and what were you planning to do in the sewers? What wonderful timing. I am also quite curious as to what Herr Lackman planned to do in the sewers. Don't turn around or else. Oh, who the fuck is this? What do you think will happen? I've never seen that guy before. LE5! Hey, gameplay for Arknights! Unlike the last streams where we've been just doing plot the whole time.
We can take care of ourselves, Professor. You just focus on giving orders. Let me create a diversion.
This is gonna... That's when tax returns happen, right? I could not tell you, my guy. I'll be real with you, Chief. Yes. GG. My brother in Christ. I swear to God. Alright, so now we're actually good to... throw him, Now we need to throw someone that's facing down right
I'll
here.
be careful.
Oh, no, wait. No, that's not the right play. God, these fucking... Bro, these fucking fights are so big brain. Oh, fuck. Alright. Remnant Field Caster. Prioritizes target on realigned flux, stunning them and continually doing arch damage and cutting off... What the fuck? I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I can appreciate the song though. Very nice, very powerful. Nice. Go get yourself a Quest 2 gamer.
Very well.
That shit's cool.
Target marked.
Throw Colossus over here.
Moving to intercept. Unfortunately, Suzerain's not going to be able to, like... Yeah, Suzerain's not going to get any kind of defense bonuses there. Or, like, she's not going to get healed at all. Bro, this fight is weird. Program. Activating arch unit.
What are you planning? Thy pleas fallen on deaf ears.
Follow me!
Okay, that one was fucking scuffed. Have you worked any on Lumen? No. I haven't done really any character progression in a bit. I, believe it or not, don't play that much Arknights outside of stream. Who are you? I told you not to turn around. You let the mark get away. I said, who the hell are you? Easy now, my dear Graf. Settle down. My official identity can be a bit messy to explain, so just treat me as a spy. I'm called Beagler. You... Why'd you have to jump out at this exact moment? That man escaped because of you. Considering he ended up down in the sewers, it'll take him a long time to find another exit. Besides, you stopped him before he went into the sewer. Who knows, maybe the two of you saw that you were in a disadvantageous position and tried to put on a little show to try and fool me. You seriously think we're in cahoots? He and I? Or are you going to tell me that someone coerced you into going to see Gertrude? Spare me the bad jokes. You're worth much more than he is, Graf Urtica. You can't stop me. When it comes to combat ability, it is true that I can't stop you, but think carefully. This is a job straight from their majesties. Take a look. I've dealt with these things since I was 6. It's a prescript. Oh god. Sleep for a total of 800 hours per day. Oh, fuck. I personally don't mind your snark, but you best show some self-restraint when it comes to their majesty's affairs. Restraint? When you, a lowly spy, figure out that you've got the wrong person, you're going to be the one begging for forgiveness. You don't seem to understand the situation you're in, my good Graf Urtica. But enough of that. Don't try to stall for time here. Come with me. Where to? To where you belong. Don't worry, we've prepared detention facilities for suspects from all walks of life. I assure you, you'll enjoy the finest treatment. Let me tell you something, Herr Beegler. Ready to beg for mercy, or is it a bribe? In the case of the latter, I'd be more than glad to oblige. I doubt a little bit of money is enough for you to go, let me go. Why do I get the impression that you'd take me away regardless, even after you pocketed the money? Prescript. Oh no, will they make me have to eat my own hair? Probably. Clever boy. I find you rather easy to get along with, Herr Beegler. You remind me of the Urtica I know so well, where most of the people are just as upstanding as you. I am honored to hear that. But what I really want to know is what that man is doing in the sewers. But you were the one who stopped him right under my nose. Well, this is a bit embarrassing to say, but I wanted to resolve things up here. One of my agents liked to tell stories that would make you want to hurl. Of the ones that instantly killed your appetite for the day, the worst all came from the sewers. If your stomach is upset, perhaps we should go for a cup of coffee to smooth things over. I'd love to, but I'd much rather find out what he's doing down there. I might as well go after him. And this is all your fault, Herr Beegler. As long as you let me head down, you can keep pointing your wand at me. I won't try to run. I will warn you in advance, there will be consequences for running away from me without authorization, regardless of the reason. What kind? Will you put me down? You'd at least be stripped of your status. Even if you're proven innocent in the future, you'd never be able to step into the Spire of Urtica ever again. Don't threaten me with a good time. I might be even more inclined to try running now. Shakes head. In any case, since you insist on heading down there, after you, Graf Urtica. I'll be keeping a close eye on you. And this must be... Yep. Hibiscus, this isn't a lecture, but you can't speak to Mynheer that way. But Mr. Cerny is... There's lots of things you can't say, leaving this old lady to say them. Please come in. Do you know how the Afterglow got its name? I don't. Mynheer once said, "It is precisely because night falls that the Afterglow is ever more precious. If the long veil of night were to never lift, what could be more dazzling and awe-inspiring than the warm Afterglow?" It's a wonderful saying, but... Oh, two of you over there, Frau Ursula and Hibiscus? Insert joke about Afterglows, indeed. Come, come, if you want to chat, do it over here. Why the long face, Hibiscus? Did something happen? If you're worried that my food isn't healthy enough, I also have sparkling water here. Come, come. We're still... Let's oblige him this time. Frau Ursula, what's wrong with Hibiscus? Did she get into an argument? No, none of that. Enough random guessing. I was telling Hibiscus about the history of the Afterglow. The Afterglow's history? Now that's something I couldn't be more familiar with. Not bragging either, but I bet I know more than Frau Ursula here. The Afterglow didn't used to be a residential area for the infected. It was one of Visheim's industrial plates. Don't underestimate me just because I'm setting up shop over here. Back in the day, I was in charge of feeding hundreds of associates. Industry? Could it be that this place was turned into an infected residential area because of the spread of orpathy due to industrial waste? Still the friendliest racists, indeed. Industrialization did bring a lot of infected here. I forgot they were racist as fuck there, honestly. Like, the reminder of like, oh shit, that's right. These guys just randomly call her a devil out of nowhere. Industrialization did bring a lot of infected here, but back in Lethanian's old days, there was no such thing as a ghetto for infected. Ha! I won't keep rambling on. One year, Visheim constructed a magnificent concert hall that shocked the world with but a single order from him, His Majesty, now known as our Afterglow Hall. Back then, that's not what the concert hall was called. His Majesty? Which one are you referring to? Oh dear, Hibiscus, let's not worry about the details, alright? If it's His Majesty, I get it. When the concert hall was completed, he still reigned and nobody dared to say anything. But he left us just as quickly, and Grastrolo, who took over this time, hated this concert hall. Maybe hate isn't the right word, but rather was too quick to show loyalty? Shh, no random guessing. A few years later, the powers issued an order to supposedly invoke the treatment of the infected. To improve the treatment of the infected. Jesus, reading is hard for me. I've been doing it all day. The Graph at that time took the opportunity to lump the concert hall together with the industrial plate and turned it all into the infected ghetto. I looked all over, and before that, there were no such things as infected quarters anywhere in Lithanian. The Count the Graph at the time, wasn't there the... Oh my god. The Count, the Graph, at the time, wasn't that the very same Dame Gertrude? It was either her father or her oldest brother. I can't really remember, but it wasn't actually her. Though the Graph at the time designated this area for the infected, he didn't care whether the people in it lived or died. He even had all the industrial facilities torn down. Obviously to have us fend for ourselves. So among the nobles, this place became known as the Afterglow, and the concert hall became known as the Afterglow Hall. The name Afterglow represented the idea that we wouldn't last long, just like the rays of light in the evening. That's simply cruel and unusual. It was pretty over the top. But for the Afterglow at the time, that word was a perfect fit. Everyone fought desperately to survive, to let the lingering rays of sunlight on the horizon struggle for just a bit longer. We set up stalls, we ran errands. Some of us even turned into hired thugs for rich people in the other plates. Ha, those were some chaotic years. Later on, Herr Journey stepped forward. Stepped forward? He started out as a nobody. He had written a few pieces, but since he was an infected, everything was published anonymously. His works were magnificent, even attracting attention from the fancy folk atop the spires. But once they saw that Herr Journey was from the Afterglow, they quickly turned away and left. But that was until he wrote Morgen und der Bend. Ursula would be more qualified to speak about Morgen und der Bend than me, so I'll turn the floor over to her. Miss Ursula? Oh, it's actually quite simple. The one who taught piano to mein Herr had a daughter, and she was good friends with him. The two were on very good terms, and they were just about as good as each other. They were awfully competitive, always trying to one-up the other. Abed is pronounced Abend, accent on the A, by the way, thank you. Sadly, the girl passed away when mein Herr was 20 years old. I'm going to deliberately pronounce it even more wrong now. Losing her was a huge blow to him. Day in and day out, he spoke hardly a word. He grew thinner and thinner by the day. Until finally he showed a stack of sheet music, told me it's his newest composition, and that he wasn't going to publish anonymously this time. Based. The Gräfin then, she was the very same dame you mentioned. Still don't know why, but the Gräfin sought out mein Herr. The question is how to most funnily pronounce it that way. We'll see if it pops. Okay, it's popped up right there. She became his sponsor, also went along with all his ideas. She gave him her backing, her full backing, finally let in Morgen und... Okay, how do we go with this? Abend? Abend. Morgen und Abend carry the journey and spread it all throughout the Afterglow. I can't imagine that, but I'm starting to understand a bit of what Mr. Sherney meant in his saying. Morgen und Abend was so popular and beloved, the folk in the spires couldn't turn a blind eye anymore. I don't think I've ever heard someone say couldn't blind eye, like use blinding eye as there's a specific fucking term for it, but honestly no one cares. They had no choice, they had to acknowledge mein Herr's talent. So then Mr. Sherney began to cultivate people in the Afterglow who had musical talent. That's right, seeing as how we are in Lithanian, the one thing we aren't short on is musicians. I may not have any talent, but even I think that's just a typo, turn a blind eye. Yeah, this event has been full of those. Oh, stop it, you're just being humble. A few years ago, you were still playing the accordion while yodeling about your pickled cabbage. Haha, back in my factory days, I had to gather everyone up for lunch. Way easier to use an accordion than to shout. Tropius has appeared to Pokecatch. Anyway, once music became a part of the Afterglow, our worst days finally passed. Composing, performing, teaching, making instruments. Plenty of folk publish their compositions anonymously, and most performers can't leave the afterglow. But still, the money it brought in gave the afterglow a foot in the door. But before long, Mein Herr got into some big fight with the Grafin. A big fight? Look like... Okay. I would like to point out that what is currently going on, that while this event has been, for the most part, pretty damn good, I think that this is not like a low-level critique. This is actually a fairly medium-level critique. This is actually something I fell into myself when I was doing a lot more creative writing, and so I feel obliged to mention this. Notice all of Hibiscus's lines throughout this segment, and how they are pretty consistently landing in either a, not a tilde, an ellipses at the end or a question mark. Hold on, these are bigger. Yeah, she's doing the solid snake thing, which is not great writing. She's not adding to the thing. She's mostly just she's there not to be a character. She's there to just kind of go, oh dear, to go, His Majesty, which one are you referring to? And to, like, when your character's lines are split between like blocks of exposition, and your character is literally just asking a question every single line that they speak something, it's either a question or an ellipses, like, that's not great. You need to probably go back and rework the scene. If you wind up in a situation like this, one of the best things to do is to give your characters something that they are doing to break up the monotony. And unfortunately right now they're just kind of standing around and talking, and so not like a fucking, you know, critical hit, the event is bad now, but like this is a problem. And generally speaking, a problem is pretty big if I catch it on the first read through. Problems that come up on the second or third read through are not huge issues, but the big ones are the ones that get in the way of a first read through, because that means even relatively inexperienced readers that don't read fiction in the same way that I do are going to pick up on this kind of thing. But before long, Mein Herr got into some big fight with the Grafin. A big fight? Looked like a clash of ideas. Not that I understand such things. Typo again. The Grafin stayed the Herr's patron, but the two have hardly made contact since. I would like to point out that we also have had a number of typos in this section as well. So it's like, I feel like this section specifically maybe didn't get a second draft. Andante? What's wrong? Creed's grandfather, he's gone missing? I'll head back right away. And now the plot comes back in. Yeah, not a critically bad moment, but definitely Thank you very much. See you. Goodbye. Hope to see you again. If anything doesn't fit quite right, bring it back and I'll fix it for you. It's already so late. Hibbenholz should be back by now, right? Huh? What is that? An Iridium slug? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
Mate, I'm sorry, but victory's mine.
Platinum, why are you eating your microphone?
Checkmate! I'm sorry, but victory's mine.
Oh yeah, I have my so my mother, bless her, has purchased for me a bad cat calendar. Which is it's a calendar where every day has a different picture of it's a different cat picture with a caption. And it's very much so like a stocking stuffer kind of goofy gift kind of thing that she got me for Christmas. So I'm using it. But the one that's gotten me the most is it's a fucking Harry Potter reference, which, you know, drinks out of Harry Potter mug. She also got me this Cocklet calendar. Please no. Is a cat dressed up like this. Basically a Harry Potter character, and the caption on it is "Mischief managed. I'm afraid I'm just getting started." And that's been the best one that I've seen thus far. To the fact that I really want to send her that one. And that one's alright. God bless. I love the chill vibes of this thing. Of this song. Chilled out groove. Alright. I wonder what could be happening in the sewers that caused a fucking slug to spawn. Two men strike forward in the wide, dark sewers. The sound of water is loud and grating, even more sinister than unbroken silence. Hold on a minute. Make it right here. You sure know this place well. Well, this one was a banger. True. Of course I do. Something every spy should know? The first thing every spy should know. That I'm sure you've already been working in the Afterglow for years. Trying to get on my good side? Just curious. You're not privy to that information. Disappointing. Why'd you stop moving? There's something over there. That's the oldest trick in the book. Don't even bother. No, I'm serious. Look over there. Something's moving. Beegler presses the weapon in his hand against Graf Erdika's heart from behind, his eyes then following the direction of the Graf's fingers. It's just an Iridium slug. You've never seen one of those before? Is it really just an Iridium slug? The high and mighty Graf Erdika was so scared of it by an Iridium slug that he couldn't even walk. Now I've seen everything. I think there's something not quite right. Stop being stupid and get a move on. Fine. Wait, just a second. Isn't that an awful lot of slugs? That's way too many. This is going to be a major problem. Run, now! Why are you... It's about to be too late already. Hurry up! Beegler grasps Evan holds his wrist tightly, and the two of them sprint through the sewers. You have a map of the sewers inside your head? If you have the time to quip at me, you'd be better off spending it to catch your breath. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Every branch we take looks the same to me. Rest it up? Then keep running. Hurry! Wait a minute, is that the coffee shop owner? I can't keep going. That's fine. We just happened to find who we were looking for. Good evening, Herr Lockman. Good evening, Shopkeep. Shopkeep? You don't know a damn thing, but you still have to stick your nose where it doesn't belong. What a pain you are. Wouldn't you agree, Beegler? Agreed. But you're the one who's in real trouble. You've provoked all the Iridium slugs in the area, and they're swarming towards the surface. As we both know, the Iridium slugs in the sewers emit a toxic gas, and what you're doing is tantamount to a chemical attack on the infected in the Afterglow. A chemical attack? But aren't we fine right now? The gas has a much stronger effect on the infected than it does on you, Graf Erdika. And Shoni and Hibiscus. And Creed, too? Good, you already understand the situation. Lockman, quell these Iridium slugs and return them to their original state immediately, or I will exercise my right to put you down on the spot. It's no longer possible. A lone man can start a fire easy enough, but even if you point a knife at his neck, he won't be able to put it out alone. What do you people get out of this? What do we get? How do you not even know that much? Not interested in hearing your riddles. Pestilence from Shadow Wanton spouts, spews ruin and prelude. Do you really need me to explain it word by word? Someone may be dying here, we'll see. Let me rephrase. What do you get out of making the prophecy come true? You don't need to worry about that. Alright, he's down. What are you trying to do? Silence him? Just knock him out already, my dear mean-spirited spy. Do you have any way of controlling these slugs? If I did, I wouldn't be wasting my breath on him. Let's get going before it's too late. Glares sharply. You're more than meets the eye, Graf Erdika. I have no idea what's happening besides someone might die. We do have a VoD that you can go and watch after this. That is the earlier portion of this story. Fine, I'll carry him out, and you follow me. Wait, hold up, that's... Emmenhold sees the same thing Beegler sees. Where Lockman has fallen, something silvery is glistening on the sewer wall. It's the keyhole. The keyhole? Sorry, I tried to pull up my fucking Sarapog emote. When did this become Kingdom Hearts? There might be some kind of device inside controlling the Iridium slugs. I'll blow this door open. Let me see if I can pick the lock first. Be bad news if you blew up something important. Yeah, welcome to fucking... Kingdom Hearts, reconnect. New world is Arknights, surprised. Can you open it? The lock's a pretty tough nut to crack, but it won't get the better of me. These voices are not distinct enough. While you're working on that, mind telling me what this prophecy is all about? You've never heard of it? Well, whatever. It's spreading around anyway. O'er lofty hills, the fiend steps into twilight's mist to gaze. Also, it's D&D rules. Pick the door first before blowing it up or you might destroy something important. True. The blood hinges hides plague within. Slow beckons death to creep all ways. Pestilence from shadow wanton spouts spews ruin and prelude. Fades finale's ensemble. Woe departs with sun's last rays. Oh, sun's last rays, like an afterglow. Ensemble? Whoa. Right. To be honest, I'm still curious what that last verse means. Everything else is already fairly clear. The first verse refers to Hibiscus' arrival in the afterglow, and the second refers to the phenomenon of false recovery. You even know about that? What do you think a spy's job is? Now the third verse is also clear. All that remains is the last one. It's open. Now that's something. A laboratory? Uh-oh. Things are getting spicy. It's you. Thank you for organizing. Herr Shurney, the situation outside has gone to hell in a handbasket. Swarms of noxious iridium slugs started coming up from the sewers and a lot of people have already been poisoned. It's total chaos out in the streets now. They're saying this is part of the prophecy and panic is spreading through the afterglow. How did this all happen? We can't do much about people panicking right now, but how about those who were poisoned? They're not looking too good, especially those whose oropathy started getting better recently. They're having even more violent reactions. We've already contacted the hospital, but the medical staff on the line didn't seem very motivated when they heard that we're in the afterglow. Not motivated? I'll go negotiate with the hospital then. It's too dangerous outside. You better just call. If they didn't care when you made the call, it won't make a difference if I'm the one on the line. This is something I'll have to take care of in person. But tomorrow's the day of the concert, and if you get poisoned, if these inexplicable events result in deaths, do you think people will be in any mood to enjoy the music, even if the concert continues as planned? I don't want things to reach that point, nor do I want to pretend as if nothing is happening. I'd rather not play a single note than lie to myself. Minecraft is, in fact, a good game indeed. Yeah! Why are there so many slugs? It reeks. What's this stench? I'll help you. Let's get out of here. Looks like the prophecy is coming true. Oh no, he's dead as fuck. Damn pests, stay away. Kraus, get up! Help us, someone, anyone! Is someone playing the cello? All the slugs are going in the direction of the music? Thank you! Kraus, stand up. Here, hold on to my shoulder. Hold on tight. Let's go now. You're welcome. Uh-oh. With Creed at the epicenter, the tones of the cellos spread out across the narrow streets and alleys of the afterglow. Wherever the cello's notes travel, the iridium slugs turn around one after another. Those who had been surrounded think the crisis is over, that the poison exhaling insects will soon retreat to the dark sewers under the guidance of the cello's tune. But they are wrong. Both where they can and cannot see, the iridium slugs make their way toward Creed. Uh-oh. 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 Creed, no. Best of luck, dude. Finally, made it. Now what? Do I just blow up all these slugs with arts? Something's not right here. Now what is it, my good spy? The iridium slugs are all congregating in one place. A cello? Creed, what are you doing? Stop that right now! No yelling. It won't do any good and will only mess up your lungs. Help me get through! I told you, stop shouting. He won't stop playing just because you're shouting, and I won't stand beside just because you aren't. Then let's combine forces and clear a path to Creed. I don't think so. I'll head in the opposite direction. Are you going back to your coffee shop? Yes, we worked together to create an opening. Now we will part ways. I'm sure you can't wait to head back to your shop and study those Thorn documents you retrieved from the lab, right? Those Torn documents. I'm so glad the research notes about the Voice of Terror are so much more interesting than the lives of the infected. Creed's situation is your own damned fault, so you can solve it yourself. Also, if I find out that even a single word in these notes and plans was written by you, just you wait. Spin for the Rimombi. I'll be waiting, sure enough. Cool art. That's the end of our chat. We're going on the count of 3. Very neat art. Big thumbsy upsy. Okay. Danse macabre. Hey, that's a neat.
We can take care of ourselves, Professor. You just focus on giving orders.
When blowing at full force, fires ranged attacks in all 4 directions, dealing high physical damage to allies hit. These attacks can be blocked by realigned flux. Okay. Um.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
No, wait. Hold on.
これ以上は進ませません。どこに向かう？ウォーニングアップはここまでだ。
This is such a small map, dude. This is so weird. Take a little bit for us to get used to. Should be fine.
これこそがイベリアのデストレッツァ。
ただ一瞬です。
I don't think we can actually hit anyone there. Shit. Herm.
悪くない場所だ。
What we need is a way to get it on there, so we'll have just a whole beam going straight through everything. Which might mean that we need to recall Thorns here, which is not ideal because Thorns is kind of built up now. Mayhaps we're just fine?
Acknowledged.
I'll be careful.
Oh hey, that guy's moving now. That's not great. He's dead though, we're fine.
Let me create a diversion.
Let me create a diversion. How's about I create a diversion? How's about I create a die?
Archnet
That's in
children.
you. Will die. I'm going to kill you.
言われなくても
I
分か
still
る
haven't
敵も逃げ
fucking...
られると思うな。
I still haven't gotten Surtur's... oh shit. Blackwater Originium Slug, a wild infected creature that mainly lives in the nomadic city sewers. It has surfaced after being provoked. Oh shit. Thankfully Thorns is currently kind of fucking cracked, so... I haven't gotten Surtur's fucking S3 equipped yet, because I am a fool.
Professor, temperature is stable. Have a clip.
Kill them all, Leia! Kill them all! Mechanics? Who actually does mechanics? I want to know. Tell me their names. I do love just the sudden swarms of fucking, Iridium slugs. Absolutely terrifying.
Initiation activating heart unit.
Made up your mind? Thy pleas fall upon deaf
And there we go.
ears.
Bro, just kill him. Not even hard. Just get him. The mechanic's wife would do a mechanic. Uh-huh. I don't really know what that means, but oh, would do a mechanic like do like bone? I get it. I get it. My brain clicked on. I get it. Wow, poggers. Creed, I'm coming. Stop playing the cello. Are you trying to get yourself killed? That is something I've considered. I'll draw all the slugs over with the sound of my cello and then burn myself to ashes along with them. But now that you're here, I probably won't have a chance to do that anymore. Creed, why? Ever since I was little, I knew there was something wrong with me. The infected who spent a lot of time around me, their sickness kept getting worse and worse. My grandpa and I were chased out of our home for it, and we started wandering between villages. I always thought it wasn't all infected people, that as long as they didn't spend too much time around me, they'd be fine. But my grandpa's condition finally started to deteriorate, and that shattered my first illusion. After that, Hibiscus told us about the phenomenon of false recovery. I've already caused such serious damage in the short time since I came to the Afterglow. If me living brings calamity to others, then I would rather die. It's not your fault! How is it not my fault? Do you know about the voice of Terra? Now that you mention it, I think I'm finally starting to remember. About the voice of Terra, those who died in the experiment, the Witch King's remains, and you. I remember it all now. That's why none of this is your fault! The Witch King and his remains are to blame, as well as Gertrude, but you're innocent! Thank you for reminding me that this isn't something I was born with. It was the product of a foul experiment. I couldn't remember either until I heard the sound of your cello, so I should be thanking you. But what? The situation has already spiraled out of control. I can't even mitigate the harm I cause anymore. Besides, if the Graffin's words are true, then my days are numbered. I might as well do something here. No! Why would I get myself tricked by Gertrude? Voices of the mundane can be swapped out. But mine is already corrupted, even if I were to transfer it to you. We won't know until we try. If you're already prepared to die, then what are you still scared of? I don't want to hurt you. You can worry about that if something actually bad happens to me. If something bad actually happens to me. He's reassuring his boyfriend. This is kind of sweet. Until then, let's make a wager. Fine. If you can you normally feel the melody of the voice of Terra? Whether I'm performing or casting arts, I can always vaguely feel the presence of the voice. I know the shrill melody well by now, even though it's not all mine. I know. Mine isn't shrill. If anything, it's gentle. Rather, I should say that it's so harmonious almost to the point of being an empty void. Let's try our best to match the melodies we've experienced and put them together. Put them together? But we don't have an audience. No, look at the audience all around us. The Originium slugs? Playing to Originium slugs the melodies that the old bastard left behind is quite fitting, if you ask me. Humane, even. As soon as the sound of the flute and cello intermingle, both men immediately recognize the problem. There is hardly any consonance between their two melodies. The flute's voice is urgent, manic, and harsh. It speeds up and slows down, as if filled with an urge to drag everything before it into the abyss. The cello's voice is languid, melancholic, and hollow. Its rhythm remains constant, akin to a land ground down to nothingness by catastrophe. But the two brace themselves and persevere, continuing the duet that is not a duet. The slugs surge forward like the tide. Underneath a noxious sky, the two men whose lives have been twisted by their voices of the mundane continue their discordant duet, reading the score of a melody that they never knew existed in their minds, playing before an audience of Originium slugs. The more Ebenholz follows this train of thought, the more he feels himself approaching the coda of the voice of Terra's melody. He puts more force behind his breaths, while the sounds of Creed's cello grow heavier and hollower. Ebenholz lowers his head to look towards Creed. Creed's head has already begun to droop. His hand continues bowing, but the cello's sound becomes dimmer and dimmer, getting closer and closer to nothingness. Suddenly, in this moment, Ebenholz seems to realize something. So he uses his remaining strength to blow one final soffranzo. Soffranzo? Sforzando. Creed also seems to be struggling, laboriously sawing at the thickest string on the instrument. Their music spreads like an alarm bell. The slugs that had been frantically rushing towards the pair of musicians suddenly retreat just as quickly, as if they have seen a predator. Creed, are you still with me? Creed, are you still awake? Draws heavy breaths. I'm awake. How's that? Can you still hear the melody of your voice of Terra? To be honest, it seems even clearer now. Sorry, I acted without thinking. But on the bright side, we managed to drive away the Irigium slugs. Hold on. Creed, what's wrong? The new suit you bought for me. Oh good, it hasn't been soiled. Probably doesn't smell too good though, right? True enough. It's fine. I bet you can't even imagine how much I reek right now. Speaking of which, this wouldn't be the first time I've gotten myself into this mess. This time a fire broke out. That time a fire broke out not far from the Spire of Urtica. Instead of going to put out the fire, the Spire's attendants all rushed over to make sure I couldn't go anywhere. They were afraid you'd run away? Afraid that I'd run away? Afraid that I'd go into hiding? Afraid that I'd die in that sea of fire? They worried about you dying? Nearly all the windows in the spire had arts-enhanced bars and locks, just in case I tried to jump off. I was a prized figurehead. If I went off and died, they wouldn't have been able to endure the consequences. In the end, the flames never reached the spire, but I did get marinated in the smell of smoke. I wore that smoke-scented coat for a good half-month and didn't take it off until the weather warmed. That brings back old memories here as well. After my grandpa and I were run out of our old home, we started to wander between some of the more affluent villages. More people were pretty friendly to us as long as we hid the fact that we were infected. I read in novels that during the harvest season, friendly villagers would prepare bratwurst and beer for the day workers at night so they could eat and drink to their heart's content. Shakes head. The friendly villagers threw some spare change at us and shooed us out of the village before nightfall in fear that we'd steal things. The not-so-friendly villagers prepared some rock-hard Schwarzbrot and pointed weapons at us, intended to make us all fall in line. One time I was helping a villager out with some farm work. It was really hot that day and I was dripping with sweat, so I wanted to loosen my clothes while nobody was around. Right before I was about to take off my shirt, I heard a commotion not far away. Grandpa rushed over and told me to run, saying that one of the workers rolled up his sleeves thinking nobody was watching, accidentally revealing the Irigium crystals on his arm. The villagers immediately threw him into an abandoned cellar and locked him up, and then set out to check everybody else one by one. If not for Grandpa, I might have also died in that cellar. Died. They actually killed the infected? They didn't need to, nor did they dare. All they had to do was wait for them to starve, crystallize, and explode. Hasn't there been a long-standing law to treat the infected with dignity? I never knew about a decree like that until I first set foot in a nomadic city. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. You have nothing to apologize for. You were also discovered by the Grafen. No, what I mean is, if I had been a little braver back then, if I had spoken up back then, maybe you wouldn't have had to. I'm sorry. Really, you don't have anything to apologize for. Just as you said, the voice of Terra was made by man. The blame falls on those who sought to use the voice of Terra, not on you. I protected you in the manner I could, just like you're trying to protect me now. You're right. Thank you, Creed. Come, let's find Hibiscus and Hair Journey. They'll know what to do, I'm sure of it. And then we'll have that voice of terror removed from you. You can thank me properly after that. Let's go. Uh-oh. Creed? God dang it, I really wish that the fucking ended right there, because I gotta use the restroom. Creed's condition is more or less stable. The reason he passed out most likely has to do with the poison. We've rescued a number of poisoning patients whose signs and symptoms largely match with Creed's. But on the subject of Creed's future, the Countess probably didn't lie. Overall, his condition is on the edge of critical. So you'll help us, won't you? I want to trust the two of you, I really do. But I need proof. Even if it's circumstantial evidence, I need some objective facts to show that the voice of Terra isn't baseless speculation, but a part of an imminent plot. Sir? Where have you been? We've been looking all over for you. Lies, speculation. Nice. Can you be 100% sure that what you say is true? What you said to Creed, do you know that he almost died along with those Irigium slugs because of your words? Demon Holes, is that true? Nod slightly. Had Eamonholz not found him first, you would have never seen him again. I'm telling you, the voice of terror is real. That I swear on my life. What do you mean? I don't have time to explain it to you right now. I have work to do. But I need to. You're among the most stubborn folk I have ever met. Go to the lounge of the concert hall and you'll understand everything. Right, the concert hall. Gertrude said that she did something to Africal Hall to make it match with the arts during the duet. Alright, let's go right away. Hey, what's up, Matt? Thank you for the Prime sub. Very much so appreciated. Thank you for the continued support. Thumbs up. There's also Cerny. Make sure you bring him as well, in case neither of you can convince the other. I have to go now. Grandpa's gonna turn out to be very important, isn't he? Sir, you... Eamonholz and Hibiscus trade glances. They are both suspicious, but they are also running out of time. Alright, scene end. Please, I have to pee. Okay, thank God.
ドクター、
Doctor.
不用意に目立つことはやめましょう。
Okay, I'm gonna run to the fucking bathroom. I will be right back in just a moment. We really do be out here just vibing to some sick fucking beats. Except it's not sick beats, it's just chill, like, classical music. God bless. Thank you, Arknights, for giving me more chill classical music to listen to. Love to see it. Okay. I think we are on track to actually finish this today. There's only 2 more missions left, and then probably a cutscene after that. We won't be doing the EX stuff because we never really do the EX stuff. And I'm assuming this follows the trend of more modern events where EX stuff doesn't have plot. He's not here? Mein Herr stepped out a while ago. He left? He's off to the hospital just outside the Afterglow to talk treatment for the infected who got poisoned. What's this, Mein Herr? The hospital... I managed to twist the arms of the largest 2 and got them to sign contracts, but as for the rest, there's no hope. Also, I'm conveniently returned right now so we can actually have the plot happen. Hello. But Rhodes Island signed an agreement with those hospitals. Oh, I didn't notice you were here as well. There's no point. Rhodes Island's contracts are limited to symptoms caused by Oropathy himself. So I'm going to post the squad I had back when I stopped playing because I got back in that account. Please throw it into the Arknights section of the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, bam. They have ample grounds to not treat infected patients who've fallen ill from poisoning. But mein Herr, you got those 2 hospitals. That should be enough, right? Enough? Of course it's enough. Put every copyright I hold down as collateral. Of course the consortium behind them thinks that's enough. Don't tell me you transferred all your copyrights over to that consortium? It's time backseating. Yes, it's time for the Discord to get involved and to post even more backseating. I did, not just the existing copyrights. I even sold the distribution rights for tomorrow's concerts to them. Now I can start from scratch. That was a real cough right there. That wasn't even acting. Mein Herr? You're awake? Mr. Sherney, you didn't take any precautionary measures when you went out, did you? You're talking about the fumes from those Originium slugs? I didn't waste a single second getting those contract signs. That's all that mattered to me when I left. Promise me you'll never be that reckless ever again. Ever again? Are you saying I still have time left to live? That's why I'm here. You never want to see a doctor until your body gives out on you. Thank you, Hibiscus. I'm just doing my job. That reminds me, why haven't you said anything, Ebenholz? Are you thinking of throwing in the towel now that the afterglow is too dangerous? I'll tell you straight, now that we've come this far, the concert must go on. Don't even think about running. Don't even think about running, huh? Do you think he'd accept it now? Give it a moment. Seems like you're not here to tell me you're quitting the concert. No, I'm here to tell you No, I'm not here to tell you I'm quitting the concert. Ebenholz, you repeat what others say when you get nervous. I've noticed it from the very beginning. If you have something to say, just spit it out. You think there's anything I wouldn't be able to accept in the state I'm in now? Mr. Zerny, here, water. Cough, 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 cough. Damn that Gertrude. And you, how could you possibly go along with a plan like that? Curse me for thinking you had some creative talent, and this is what you use it for? Some evil plot? It wasn't my intention. How could it not be? Haven't you answered to that crazy woman from the very beginning? Cerny, I still remember what you said. Even deeply rooted hatred can still be pure music as long as it is expressed with the right technique. I did say that, but what comes next? What are you trying to express? To be honest, I'm already starting to find my old way of thinking quite laughable. But what I wish to pursue is nothing more than freedom. Freedom. A longing for freedom, is it? That's right. You've got a long way to go before you can express that using music. This has long been a deeply rooted experience for me. Otherwise, I would not have come to you. Come now. Where are we going? Where else? The concert hall. Gertrude managed to keep me out of the lounge with her little tricks last time, but we're going to get to the bottom of this. But your health. Instead of sitting here popping blood vessels over him and that woman, I might as well go see what they're up to. Ebenholz, did Gertrude ever tell you if she did anything to the lounge? She didn't say anything. She doesn't have to say anything. You can already tell? Her fingerprints are all over this place. See that speaker right there? It shows obvious signs of having been dismantled. The same goes for the record player over there. She didn't even bother to tighten the screws. Even the screwdriver's been left out in the open. Just the kind of handiwork I expect from a noble. Hilarious. Hibiscus, bring that record player over. Let's see what else has been tampered with besides the tone arm. See for yourself. Did she just install an amplifier? That's only going to cause interference between the circuits. She already had the stylus removed. This thing's basically just an amplifier now. Same with the speaker. The input circuit was completely removed and replaced with an amplifier. What's she trying to do putting so many amplifiers in the lounge? She never mentioned it. Then let's give it a try. Go up on stage and play something. That'll be the fastest way to get our answer. Doesn't seem like anything unusual is happening. I can't hear anything out of the ordinary either. Go over and tell Ebenholz to apply a little bit of arts. Only the simplest kind to disperse drowsiness, maintained strictly at the lowest level. Cerny! Don't worry about me. I just got some palpitations, that's all. Ebenholz, stand over here and try using the same arts as before. Remember to mind the volume. An echo? It's a sound coming from outside. But isn't it the sound of Ebenholz's flute? Cerny opens his mouth, but no voice comes out. The answer already seems clear to him. However, the expression Hibiscus... Oh yeah, you know, just some palpitations. He's fine. The expression Hibiscus sees on his face is not one of excitement or anger, but of terror. Pure terror. Gertrude converted this lounge, no, the entire Afterglow hall into a massive amplifier. An arts amplification device. The amplifier stays off as long as it doesn't detect any musical arts. But as soon as someone casts musical arts, the amplification device activates, and exponentially amplifies the arts as the music spreads through Afterglow Hall. The leakages and resonance of the voice of Terra are no expression. Yeah, that is not good. Oh! Oh! Wait a minute. The leakages of the resonance and the voice of Terra are no exception? Yeah, so... that's gonna kill everyone. In other words, Iridium activation will spike in all areas that are affected, meaning that everyone in Visheim, virtually without exception, will be infected. Oh! Oh! This is like a fucking terrorist act. Oh god. And those who already have auropathy are even less likely to be spared. After they die, their bodies will rapidly disintegrate, releasing a large amount of active Iridium microparticles. Bro, this motherfucker is literally like, this bitch is literally planning to drop a nuke. What the fuck? The surrounding area will be permanently poisoned, and Visheim will be completely cut off from the outside world. Very sorry to interrupt your little chat, but I'm here to offer a suggestion. Why cast arts of wakefulness across all of Visheim on such a beautiful night? I often suffer from insomnia. My apologies, but we're dealing with something very important right now. Gertrude! Goku! Good evening, Journey. Damn you, Booba, Texas. And this must be Operator Hibiscus from Rhodes Island, yes? 'Tis a pleasure to meet you. As for the young man in shock over there, why not come visit my home for something to drink? Perhaps have a nice night's rest and return energized tomorrow? Gertrude, to think you'd actually... I'd actually what? Don't tell me you're going to say that I'd actually deceive you and make you murder half the city. That can't be right. What you're actually mad about is how I had you running in circles and nearly got you killed without you even noticing, right? Show us your pride as a noble Graf Urtica. Come on, say something. Ebenholz, she's trying to provoke you. There's only one thing I need to know from you right now. Why did you come here? I came because you woke me up. Why else? I'll take that as you heard the musical arts rippling outwards and realized your plans had been discovered. That's correct. Ah, what a pity. With just one more day, I would have enjoyed a complete success. Don't you think you should be thinking about how to escape? Do you seriously think your plan will proceed as normal if you manage to take us out here? Ebenholz won't help you anymore, and regardless of what you were planning for the duet, it's not going to happen now. Really? That's not how I see it. As long as Ebenholz and Creed are here, my plan has not failed. As long as I eliminate you, I can continue negotiating with Graf Urtica. He is quite familiar with the art of the noble dealings, and changing his mind is hardly an impossibility. More importantly, I don't think you lot can actually beat me. If the three of you were equal in power to Graf Urtica, then I certainly would have to watch my step, but you three... Pardon my rudeness. Don't waste your breath. Grav Ertica, why don't we both take a step back? What do you say? No, wait, that's the Discord link. That's not Pokecatch. Oops. Sorry about that. Take a step back. I dismantle these giant amplifiers and you continue working with me. That way only Creed has to die. Not a bad deal considering he only has a few days left to live anyway, right? In your dreams. That truly is a shame. Due to unfortunate circumstances, you were forced to choose the path most ill-suited to you. If that is your heart's desire, then so be it. What a shame. Shut up. You'll regret this for the rest of your life. I said shut up! The time for talk is over. It seems we can only settle this with a fight. If I win, the self-appointed guardians of the Afterglow will have to behave themselves and keep their mouths shut so I continue negotiating with Graf Ertica. If you win, there's nothing more to say. A win is a win. Take your wand down, Graf Ertica. Or do you plan to have those two infected fight with you? Like I said, your provocations won't get you anywhere. Hibiscus, stay out of this. Today, I swear I'll think carefully about where we are and what's all around us. Unless you're able to do this without any musical arts, you'll drive all the inhabitants of Visheim insane before the disease ever comes. Tisk. You're quite a far thinker, Fraulein Hibiscus. Actually, I'm just doing like the bare minimum of thought required. Since you caught on so quickly, I suppose there's no other choice but to take it outside. Let me get this out there first. Rid yourself of the notion that escape counts as victory. While I personally disliked roughing up innocent bystanders, I can't say the same for my underlings. You must not have a whole lot of confidence in yourself based on how many you brought with you. I'm so glad to hear your sharp wit once more. I'm almost moved to tears. Are you feeling better now, Graf Ertica? Of course, Dame Strollo. Let's head outside and fight to our heart's content. There must be nobody for you to spar with back in Ertica. Should be lovely, right? If I did, I wouldn't be playing with an old bag like you. After all, you never even challenged your own brother for his title. You have to wait for him to die before you can move up. I'm guessing you've never bested him in a fight before? Very good, very good. I'm starting to hate you more and more. The feeling is mutual. Bitch. Throw hands, full throw hands. Verklaartnacht. Spooky night.
Let's go.
Alright.
以上は進ませません。
Easy one to start with.
どこに向かえ？飯は食ってねえのか？全力で来い。
Follow me.
Unfortunately, that locks out. That's unfortunate. Excuse me. That's my squad in the Discord. That's wonderful.
Target marked.
I'm not going to be taking time out of the stream to talk about it. People from chat can go discuss this, the squad. Wakata man, OP, too strong. Oh fuck.
わかった。お前の攻撃は想定の通りだ。
We're gonna lose one. Okay, it seems like we're mostly fine. I'm fine with not getting the full clear. Oh fuck! Wait a minute, that's the lady. Start her, get her. Ayo, she's not stopping. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Acknowledged.
Is she just unblockable?
Please give your
Fine, bitch, die. Thank you, Aya. Aya
Make
Flea,
your mind.
as always, doing the Lord's
分
work.
かった目を凝らせこれこそがイベリアのデストレッツァ
I don't have anyone to
リラッ
stand
ク
on
ス
the
して
lower
リラッ
level
ク
of
ス
this right now. Actually,
Let's
I do
begin.
have this. I think I'm fairly certain that's a W. She makes clones similar to the Sandstorm Infiltrators from the Rainbow Six event. I did not play that, but thank you for the example, I guess. Wing, pwong. Down! In your dreams! Fancy that, you can still struggle. Oh, that's fucking sick. I'm not holding this one back, damn Strollo. You read me. Who knew you could bite off more than you could chew? Unripe. You're just relying on the voice of Terra. Your control of arts is still in its infancy. Ah! Love the CG. I do love me some fun. I do realize that we made a Harry Potter joke earlier, but like, damn. Did that get her? I never thought you'd be the one to best me, Graf Urtica. So you admit defeat. A loss is a loss. What, does not admitting it make it my victory instead? Why are you unperturbed? Because, how exactly can you lay a finger on me? I'm the Lensfrau of this city. It's night, you broke into a concert hall I administrate, and you attempted to tear down legitimate renovations ratified by my own person. Yeah, picks a fight with the dude with the voice of Terra, complains about him using the voice of Terra. You even injured me as I did my best to stop you. Graf Urtica, Rhodes Islander, and you, Zerny. You should be the worried ones, isn't that right? As despicable as ever, Gertrude. Despicable? Is that how you treat your patron, your backer of over a decade? Zerny, I allowed you to use this concert hall. You're no more than a mere infected. Your position? I gave you that too. Your cherished afterglow could only limp its way into the present day on my benevolence. Don't forget that. How dare! All of you kindly leave. I wouldn't be so sure. Graf Urtica, this title carries with it disgrace all throughout Leithanion. But it also means that wherever I go, the Empress's informants are sure to be. And what if they are? I told you, you're only making vain attempts to destroy my music hall. Even if their majesty's agents were to show themselves, they would arrest you by all rights, not me. Beagler! Beagler! You have to have witnessed this all now, right? Do you still intend to fold your arms and watch? I saw the Graf Urtica fall to breaking and entering a concert hall in the dead of night with a gang. Aside from that, I saw nothing. Did you not hear her plot? Do you mean Graf Strollo's plot, or the Graf Urtica's plot jointly schemed with her? Why, I did in fact hear. However, even if I recorded your entire dialogue just now, that doesn't prove a thing. Evidence, Graf. Everything needs carefully selected evidence. What proves Graf and Strollo intended to act against the Empresses? Proof. You come to me at this moment to raise the matter of proof. Right. The voice of Terra. We discovered there was research into the voice of Terra in the sewers. What? Heh. Seems you're not off the ball after all, Graf Urtica. What research? I know nothing about this. Feigning stupidity at this point's passé, Grafin Strollo. You may not be directly linked to the notes and plans in that sewer laboratory, but we have our ways. Beagler, more like Brogler. So fucking stupid, but it's an absolute mood, dude. With our leads here, it'll be a walk in the park to find your other little bases. You are presently suspected of launching research into the voice of Terra forbidden under thy Majesty's decree. I want you to come with me. Wait, because she was researching the voice and nothing else. Let me reiterate to you again, Graf Urtica, and the rest of you. As long as you have no clear evidence, proof of your foul product is going to blow up like you say it does. He is pretty damn cool. Second biggest chat after Zerny. Yeah, in this event, absolutely. Every accusation you throw at her turns into slander, nothing else. Let me take a look at those Voice of Terra research files. I can give you exhaustive evidence. Very sorry, but that's classified Lathonian information. I can't hand it over to a foreign organization. You're just wishing it out of existence. There's a lot in these lands that doesn't go the way you want it, Fraulein. But let it go, Hibiscus. He's made his point very clear. Our discoveries aren't enough to convict Graf and Strollo. And he only showed himself because he found other evidence to do so. I should even be thanking you for deigning to show up in the wake of my hissy fit. Isn't that right, Beegler, my dear spy? I'll be honest, if I had to compare you and Graf and Strollo as nobles, I'd say you win out in my books, Graf Ertica. And you, Herr Journey? We have Graf and Strollo contained now, even if whatever your friends are worried about is real. Either way, the concert's safe. Of course, I still recommend you cancel it, safest for settling this. I thought the concert tomorrow had already been forbidden. Whether you hold it remains up to you. Okay, Graf and Strollo, I believe your loyalty to the Empresses. I'd just like to take you for breakfast. You wouldn't have refused my invitation, would you? Ha! Breakfast in these early hours. Very well. Graf Ertica, you will regret betraying me. I'll regret many a thing, but that is the one matter I never will. Well, we've just let them go. Gertrude? You still had a word waiting for her? If profanity counts for a word. Based. There's one more mission after this, and it's odd because it feels like it's concluding. Creed still hasn't woken. Leave him with me. I'll set off straight away and bring him to the Rhodes Island landship. You're taking him away? I am. He'll only get the proper treatment at Rhodes Island. I won't allow it. Why? Even if you can pacify his condition, what will you do about the Voice of Terra? I'll warn you, LE8 is pretty long. That's fine. We've got a whole hour left in stream. I don't doubt your medical prowess, but is that something you can truly solve? I can't promise, but we've got no other choice now. Don't tell me you still hope Gertrude will help you get through it, get rid of it through Ensemble. I can only hope. How long will it take from Visheim to your landship, I ask you? You won't say because you know Creed isn't likely to make it there. But even if what Gertrude says is true, are you really going to sacrifice yourself to do this? As long as I can do it, why shouldn't I? Hibiscus stares, blank, for a spell. The look in his eyes now, compared to when she first met this young man, the difference is like black and white. He's serious, she thinks. Fine. Even if I help you to the best of my ability, we know too little about the Voice of Terra. And what we do know was all told to us by the Countess. We're sifting through fact and fiction. Looks like I made it. Sir, if you need more info about the Voice of Terra, I have this project plan right here. Sir, did you? You pulled the same thing as Beegler. I did. You probably imagined, but Creed's a Finn who slipped through the program's net back in the day. How could the Empresses let such a wild card wander freely, you know? But you've been roaming together for more than a decade. That's why no one ever suspected it. But didn't Beegler say it was classified? Which is why I filched it from where he kept it. If you can save Creed, then the hell does it matter if anyone's shown this damned plan? And it's a long overdue damning if you ask me. Cough, 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 cough. Calm down, you're still very weak. Let me see the plan papers, Hibiscus. You take this old fellow somewhere to rest. I will. Sir, does he know? And no one expected the old man. Yup. Based old dude. I never told him, but he's very smart. I'm sure he has a vague guess. This is too cruel to him. Cruel. Heh. Fraulein, do you know how I became an infected? No. Surely you've heard how in the age before the Empress's rule, Lathonian had explored classical Originium arts to heights are hardly surpassable. Yes. Do you know the price Lathonian paid to reach those heights? Countless human sacrifices, among which were huge numbers of infected. Yes, infected. During that period, some Kufursten were even handing over infected to a regular quota, and they treated this as a custom. But infected are people too. It's not like they'd let their lives be thrown away. So can you guess what happened in the end? Ooh, Drilber. You don't mean... It looks like you have. Just slash your arm with iridium, and now you qualify as an infected too. That's how mine came about. Melody. It's melody. The voices of the mundane are the melodies the Witch King left behind. I can't believe this. No, this is the only way it makes sense. He wasn't just Lithanian's mightiest caster, the Witch King was also Lithanian's most feared musician. His mastery of music was at the epitome. Some even said his insight into music was of the same grade as his Originium arts research. But rhythm, tonality, texture, he threw those raw elements that would make up the beauty of music to the hounds. Every piece of his left in this world is filled with murder and devastation. His opuses have long been forbidden practices in Lithanian. If the voice of terror is a string of melodies left by the Witch King, then the voices of that, without a doubt, are remnant opuses of his, but you are its very extents. I do love that the voice of Terra is literally getting a song stuck in your head, taken to its logical extreme. You literally have a song stuck in your head. We are not his opus. You shouldn't deceive yourself. Moreover, if this is the case, you have a solution? I need you to perform the ensemble that repelled those Originium slugs again. When you did that, you grasped the voices inside yourselves, didn't you? Ensemble, right now? Do you comprehend the situation we're in here? I do, and I know it better than you do. But... let's hear Herr Journey out, Ebenholz. Creed, are you alright? Did you come here alone? Andante brought me over. But you can't double the voice of Terra's melody again like you did before. It did something wrong to you last time. I don't want to leave any regrets. Alright, Herr Journey, what did you think of? If the voice can be said to be a string of melodies, then whether those remnants who use you for their experiment or Gertrude, their aim has to be to conduct the Originium arts contained within that melody, or should I say, the melody that flows within this Originium arts. Which is to say, their exploration of the voice is entirely to unearth the supposed secrets within. In plain words, they're trying to make the voice more clear, more beautiful. Thus, there is only one thing I can very definitively tell you. There is no method that can transfer the voice anywhere in these plans. I'm not surprised anymore. But that's not because doing so would be difficult. Precisely the opposite. It's because in their eyes it would be a waste of what they have. Because every melody the Witch King left behind is different. Each comes from its own period and contains its own complete separate emotions and ideas. What sense can there be in putting two entirely different songs together? Me looking over at fucking Triple Q, the YouTuber. Yeah, Triple Q, what point could there be? Mashes up two completely different songs again. Just as when you perform together, the further you pursue it, the more disastrous the effects become. Even the Originium slugs fled because they felt your performance to be far too ear-bleeding. I presume they've done similar transfer experiments before and realized how bad the results were, then. They did. However, even if two pieces are diametrically opposed, a sufficient lead-in can still be enough to accomplish the transition. Therefore, I want you to perform my Mugen on A-Beamed, upon which I want you to dig your own selves out from within the piece, just as you did that evening. I have to feel the melody the voice of Terra left within you, and then I will write you a new song. Wait, no matter what, you need something to hold the voice of Terra so you can transfer it. And the experiment results said all attempts to implant two voices in one person failed. I'll be the vessel, if that's what you mean. Don't trust that little determination you have to be enough for self-sacrifice, boy. I will try with all my might through performance to drag the voices from both of you. If I cannot, I will personally serve as this receptacle, if I am able to. Why would you go so far for us? If I remember correctly, Morgan, an A-Beamed was your turning point in learning flute. And so what? So it's likely you heard of how I came to write it. That Gertrude woman had to turn it into a blasted selling point for me, though I never wanted for anyone else to know. Glee, where so... your music's so bad that you spooked the slugs. You lost your dearest, closest friend, and you wrote that piece in your grief. Grief. That description was far off the mark. You should be using the term indignation. That was the first time I came to find that life would not unfold how I imagined it, and the first time I knew that what music meant to me. My rebellion against a fixed fate. That's based as fuck. Holy shit. Turning ordinary civilians into infected, that's too cruel. I have no idea how many times I cursed the Witch King in those days, but perhaps someone heard my tirades. However, before they could send me to the laboratories, their majesties had overthrown the Witch King. I was saved. And that's why I swore to dedicate the rest of my life to their majesties' cause. And so you became a spy? Correct. I can't tell you what I did when I was an agent, and you don't need to know. All you need to know is that I was an agent who found the Witch King's remains that had been researching the voice of Terra. By the time we found them, they had already experimented on Creed and failed. That's why his body is the way it is now. You didn't plan to save him, right? How'd you know? From what I know, when the Twin Empresses ascended to the throne, they issued an edict that forbade all Witch King era research, and the Voice of Terra research obviously fell into that category. But if the Voice of Terra is really that amazing, I can't imagine that not a single person has turned his attention to it in the 20 years since the Witch King was overthrown. What's more, the Witch King left his mark within. The Witch King weaved his power into the melody. The Witch King himself is the core of these ideas. It truly is the Spanish Inquisition. Oh, don't worry, that is the other events that we've done. Don't worry, we still have the Spanish Inquisition. Deep down, their pursuit of the Voice of Terra might actually be nothing more than worshipping the Witch King himself. And given the way that Mr. Beegler does things, I'd say a spy's principles lie with serving the Twin Empresses. In other words, to spies like you, the Voice of Terra doesn't further the Twin Empresses' interests in any way. Dario, we salute. Jungfrau, until I saw how reckless you were, I took you for a fool. And now it seems you just didn't know how to put your wits to use. They're goddamn right. Here, I brought the research plans along. There's no point in hiding any of this anymore. The Voice of Terra is unique. It's undoubtedly the Witch King's lingering echoes in the world, and there is definitely some power hidden within. But the Witch King's fervent followers truly believe that the Witch King left behind his avatar within it. The power the Voice of Terra holds is too unique. It will never see widespread use. Title drop. At the very least, the current court casters see research on the Voice of Terra as a futile and pointless pursuit. And that's why the handling of Ebenholz and Creed became a problem. Was Ebenholz chosen because he was considered safer? Yes, we have to announce the plan's failure, and we had to announce the plan's failure, and Ebenholz was naturally the best choice, as there was nothing wrong with his body. On the contrary, there were already problems with Creed's body. He had no choice. Death awaited him. But he finally got away from the Witch King's remains, and yet he had to die. That's too cruel. Perhaps in your eyes, our methods are inhumane. But once you've witnessed countless tragedies, especially ones caused by those who are not inhumane, you'll come to realize that you can't let your feelings get in the way of everything. You probably think Beegler is a pretty heartless man, don't you? Yeah, I do think so. But what you don't know is that he's lived in the Afterglow and spent time with its residents day after day for more than a dozen years. His feelings for this place is no less genuine than anyone else. There's no one who wants to skin Gertrude alive more than him, but he can't. Do you think you're the angriest person to ever talk to him? Mr. Beegler, Besides, Creed's condition endangers those around him too. He has no way to get close to anyone, and his past destined him to never live the life of a normal man. He truly doesn't have a choice. But you let your feelings get in the way with him. You offered him a choice other than death. Is that really a choice? He had to wander the world with an old man who's half dead. He learned how to play the cello, and yet he rarely had a chance to even touch one. He can't make friends. He can't even get too close with anyone. Can you really call that a proper life? But he lived. Perhaps. Having seen how he trembled back then, I can still feel a sharp pain in my arms even now. The Witch King, the Witch King. I, Creed, those who got infected inadvertently, and those who were forcefully infected. The wounds that the Witch King left on Lithonian have yet to heal, but now there are those who thirst for his return, and there are even nobles who are sheltering his remnants and facilitating their research. Oh, how I dread. I dread I won't live to see the day they all meet justice. You will live. No need to comfort me, Jungfrau. I've lived with him for all these years. It's a miracle that I'm still alive today. He is like a real grandson to me. I brought him here because I was actually thinking of introducing him to Beegler and setting him up with a job as an agent. That way I would at least get to die knowing he's in good hands. But now, it doesn't really to me so much anymore. Doesn't really matter to me so much anymore. I always thought it was my fate to give my life to their majesties as an agent, but it seems that's not all there is. That's not really all there is. Heh. Sir. Tremendous noise comes from inside. Go, let this old grandpa sit here for a little longer. Go help them. If you don't feel well, be sure to call my name. The voice of Terra did not have a name at first. Yeah, I wouldn't blame the translation. I would blame the translation team for literally just missing words. The melody was abandoned by the Witch King, after all. It was a melody improvised by him on the spur of the moment and transcribed by his court musicians. If the Witch King's complete pieces are howls from a deep abyss, then these fragments are indeed still melodies of the mortal realm. And thus these fragments were named the Voice of Terra. Be that as it may, the Witch King's power is still immensely terrifying. Ebenholz, I may have asked you to show your purest form in music, but now, I want you to think back to your life the past 24 or so years. Let your resentfulness pour out. Music is a portraiture of your life. It's the steps you take, the eyes you peer into the world with. Don't let your emotions cloud you, and don't betray your emotions either. Explore, vent, and drag your melody out from the deepest parts of your soul. I found it. Right, that's it. That's exactly what I want. That's the melody that was carved into your brain. It's the melody of destruction, and it is a ravaging one. And you, Creed, I need the opposite from you. I need you to constrain yourself. You are too unreserved. You encompass everything that you've experienced. Do you know that your kindness is your greatest weakness? Are you reconciling? Why are you reconciling? Why should you reconcile? Who has the right to ask you to reconcile? Everyone thinks you deserve better. The idea has crossed your mind too, hasn't it? You still aren't willing to change the way you think, huh? Fine, fine. This is enough. I can feel your melody too. A void. A void that swallows everything whole. Bear with it! The energies of two wildly different Originium arts begin to entangle with one another inside the room as anguished expressions start to appear on the two young men's faces. Cerny knows it is time for him to join in. Keep playing. Do not fret. If you feel something's wrong with your body, stop immediately. But if you do feel something's off and you're not the one to blame, then leave it to me. Cerny sits in front of the piano, takes a deep breath, and starts playing as well. However, when he attempts to sort out the two totally different surges of energy, he realizes just how much he overestimated his abilities. The melody is strong, full of anger, terrifying, solemn, bloody. Above all, it's a melody that fully immerses its listeners. One moment he's suddenly filled with hatred towards the Witch King. The next second, he has a heartfelt admiration for him. One moment he feels as though he is a newborn child, but he immediately feels the passage of time and its effects on his body. The very next second, he is as old as the hills. He forces himself to keep his appearance intact, with what little sanity he has left, but he feels as though he was walking in a boundless desert. The sandstorm is too powerful and he cannot open his eyes. He tries his best to shake the sand off. Then, he sees a towering wall that reaches even the sky. There is nothing on the wall. No pain, no anger, and no death. It is a simple, unadorned wall. At that very moment, he finally realizes that is a wall he will never be able to overcome. His mind is instantly filled with fear. Gah! Cerny coughs violently, sending blood gushing out of his mouth. His cough is so intense that he tries to get up for a drink of water, only for him to stagger and knock down the music stand next to him. Hey, are you alright? Herr Cerny. I heard something just now. What happened? A trifle, nothing more. Now I see it. It's not that no one has ever attempted to do what I did. It's just that people who tried are all dead. You're laughing? Mr. Cerny, you're bleeding out of your mouth. Let me wipe that up for you. How did you feel just now? When he drew out the voice of Terra, it felt very much like I was getting torn apart. But after you joined in, it did feel like a lot of pressure faded. At the very least, this proves that my idea is workable. But you're already... I coughed up some blood, that's all. I know my own body better than anyone. Let's continue. Oh my fucking god, this is the coolest lad. Cerny sits back on his bench. Metagross! I hope that went through. Okay, sorry, everyone just suddenly is like, wait a fucking minute. Metagross spawned in chat. He closes his eyes and begins to ponder a question. Who is Zerny? He answers himself. Zerny is a coward. He once hid underneath the wings of his dear friend and teacher, thinking that he could live his whole life through music. Yet the death of his dear friend, the torments of oropathy, and poverty all work together to make him realize that he is but an ordinary man. You will die. I've lived this long because Gertrude still thinks I have value, and so she paid for my medication to keep me alive for a few years longer than most other infected. I believe you did it correctly, yeah? Here, let me try this one. Maybe it all needs to be one word. Ugh. Okay, never mind, we got it. We're good, we're good, we're good. Damn, dude, fucking everyone got that. Very based. Metagross gang, let's fucking go! But if I can't finish this piece today, I might as well be dead. We have all received the large lad. Fucking sick. Chat coming together moment. If you don't want me to die a meaningless death, pick up your flute. He answers. Sherney is a man who sees music as everything. Before he was famous, the people of the Afterglow showed nothing but grief and sorrow whenever he went outside. They had no appreciation for the beauty of music because they didn't know whether they would live to see the next day. To make ends meet, he had no choice but to accept Gertrude's suggestion and become a spectacle for the nobles in the music halls left behind by the Witch King, like some kind of rare animal. Life was way too complicated, and he wanted to go back inside his house. At all those times, it was always music that kept him from running. He has more than music, but it is with music that he expresses everything about him. This makes up for the heat ran that we all missed. Creed, your performance is too weak. But don't worry about me, you don't have that right. This is about your survival, not mine. Do not ever think that it is a virtue to sacrifice yourself. Your sacrifice is also a burden. Scream, vent, and fight for the reward that should have been yours. I understand. Finally, he answers. Sherney is a man who resists fate. Is music how he resists his fate, then? No! Music is his struggle, his howl, and his song. He is struggling for his friend who passed away before fulfilling her musical ideals. He is howling for those who cannot speak. He is singing for those who were born into suffering yet still have joy within their hearts. In that case, is he performing in someone else's stead? No! He knows his friend was unwilling to die. He walked the streets where those who could not speak gather, and he brought music to those who are trying to seek joy despite their sufferings. Once again, he stands in front of that high wall, the Witch King. He knows that he can never overcome this wall. But this time, he instead reminisces about the joy of discussing music with his dear friend. He remembers the love and respect he receives from the Afterglow's residents, and he remembers the morning sun he sees at the beginning of each day. And that is why he says, right now, I am my own opponent. Mr. Sherney, you're coughing up blood again. He's not listening to me at all. Let's go get some rest, Ibbenholes. But we don't need to be here anymore. What we need to do is rest up and wait for Herr Sherney to finish his new piece. Hibiscus, please take care of him. At the very least, I won't let him collapse before me. Now go. What an absolute fucking legend. Sherney's enemy is not the Witch King. Even though the Witch King's offenses were heinously profuse, even though he disdains that monarch, he is still forced to concede that music itself stands unrelated to good or evil. His opponent is himself at this very moment. He no longer tries to scale the wall so despairingly high. He begins to perform. Beneath his feet appears a platform. It brings him up to an unbroken ascent, up through the clouds. Though still no end to the wall can be seen, he no longer cares. Even though he can feel the turbulent power dash about his body, he cannot hold back further coughs of blood. Hibiscus to one side is even given the illusion. She can almost see Cerny's life flying by and accelerando, but at the same time, the score he writes rages. Take it. Take it all. Take everything of him. Today marks the day of Cerny's death, but Cerny's music will never die. And day breaks. Coughing. It's complete. That's such a relief. The musician strains to lift himself, but his upper body crashes against the piano, and he leaves a discordant coda in the shining dawn. We fucking salute F's in chat! God damn, what a fucking legend! Bro! What an absolute fucking legend! God damn, dude. That was just LE7. Oh, Jesus Christ. We still have LE8 to go. I really cannot afford to get Uber Eats, but I'm hungry as fuck right now, dude. Here we go. Break a leg, I'll be cheering for you. But even though I've been practicing for this day, I'm still not that confident. And then there's that prophecy too, saying something about an ensemble. What if it's me? Do not F for Cerny F's for you. Listen, Cerny doesn't know about me. I'm gonna fucking salute that man regardless. Goddamn. Come on, you've got this. What's there to be scared of? All those who were afflicted last night have already been treated, so I'm sure we'll be fine today. This is actually the first time I've had to sit with my so many infected. Hopefully this concert is worth my while. Is Herr Journey here yet? According to the organizer, he was also affected by last night's Originium slug incident, but he did not cancel his scheduled appearance today. Oh, that's good. Damen and Herren, please take your seats. Herr Journey will be here shortly. You speak the truth, yes? You'd better not wait until after we're inside the hall to close the doors and announce that he can't make it. I assure you that it would never happen. Herr Journey is only experiencing a mild seasonal malaise and will arrive in the Afterglow Hall soon. That sly bastard. I knew the files couldn't have just up and disappeared. I can deal with him later. The files aren't that big of a deal anyway, not when compared to the actual research on the Voice of Terra. Is he going to the concert hall? Forget it, he can knock himself out. By the looks of things, espionage is difficult work. You should probably be worrying about yourself rather than about me, Grafin Strollo. Harboring the Witch King's remains in your own demons and propping up research on the Voice of Terror are serious crimes. By the way, my good spy, how did my father and brother die according to your records? Let's stay on topic. They are closely related to this topic. 15 years ago, your father provided cover for research on the Voice of Terra. After we found out, he was about to spill the beans on the men behind him, but was silenced. Had you known, it would be reasonable to assume you'd act on the knowledge. You think I'm trying to cover this up? Yes, a normal NPC in this event. First line of dialogue, racism. I don't think that one wasn't really racism. That one was just, I don't know, whatever the infected thing is. Whatever the ism for infected is. Classism? Diseasism? Probably classism. I'd classify it more as classism because any race can be infected. My views towards my father have also changed over time. As a child, I felt like my father was the most terrifying person in the world. His will was absolute and nobody could change his mind. I liked running and jumping about, so my father would lock me up in my room. I liked to talk during mealtime, so my father would take away my dinner and make me talk to the wall for an hour. Later, as I got older, my awe towards my father continued to grow unabated. I personally saw the way the lesser nobles kissed his feet and the disdain with which he regarded them. Even the Witch King's envoys had no choice but to speak softly when they approached the Strollo Spire, a far cry from their overbearing airs while on the ground. That was the Lord of House Strollo, our Lenger, a Karfust, and once the most revered of all houses. But everything changed when the Fire Nation, the Witch King, fell. Let me be upfront. You're currently in very bad shape. She's a female dog. No, she's very much so a bitch. As a doctor, I should be forbidding you from playing the concert. But it doesn't look like you're trying to stop me. I don't want the music that you've burnt your life away for to die. To die in the dust. Seems like you're finally learning to be flexible. No, but I've come to realize that at times certain goals must be prioritized above others. What do you mean? What do you mean? You need to clarify what you're asking about. I often found it ridiculous that my father was stupid enough to embrace the Witch King's rule. But the Avatar, Edgy Boy and his boyfriend. I would assume that, I know we're getting a new Avatar series post-Korra. What did you say she is? A bitch. Female dog. Bitch. He was so staggeringly stupid that he didn't even bother concealing his opinions. Under his leadership, the Strollo family quickly lost the support of the Kurflurfler. Our house also lost control over 2 nomadic cities and was forced to retreat to Visheim, near the homeland of the Witch King Urtica. Did Graf Strollo, who lorded over Visheim, foolishly believe that he didn't belong there? So your father, discontent with the status quo, began to commune with the remnants of the Witch King. Ha! That's what I thought at the time, but you aren't as naive as I was back then, my dear spy. Your agent should know far better than I. Old Strollo was messing around with the Witch King's remains since the very beginning, wasn't he? Oh, right. You still haven't answered my question. By your accounts, how did my brother die? Food poisoning. That is the official report and our conclusion. Food poisoning? Ha! Alright then, tell me this. Just how much do you know about my father? In exchange, I can tell you how my brother really died. Alright, 2 seconds. Continuing. We don't actually use the term Witch King's remains because it's too vague. Some of the bastards who invoke the Witch King do so because they worship his power, while others covet the political capital he gained during his reign. Your father was undoubtedly the latter. And behind this second group is an extensive, sprawling net. Your father was just one small branch of it. Also, I hope you don't forget, Graf Strollo, that this is an interrogation, not a negotiation. The only reason I'm answering any of your questions is because we were unable to determine your brother's cause of death. Oh god, this is all gonna come together, isn't it? Look, it's Herr Journey and that doctor. Herr Journey, are you alright? I'm fine. We heard you were going to perform an all-new piece today. That's right. Even though not everyone will get to hear it because of the concert hall's limited seating, I will come back and perform for everyone again. That's great news. Don't push yourself, Mr. Journey. Oh, fuck. He's, like, dying. This art is fantastic. Holy shit. The road from Journey's house to Afterglow Hall is not long, but the man's steps are extremely sluggish. Hibiscus isn't certain if he can even play the piano in this state. Oropathy is a real disease, not some ethereal thing that can be defeated through willpower alone. But at this moment, she chooses to place her faith in the musician's willpower. Surdy Gigachad and Hibiscus Babuba. Hibiscus could feel Sherney exerting every fiber of his being just to stay upright. All she could do is support him, keeping him from losing his balance under his exertion. The rest is his battle alone. I've got it. I've got it. The name for the new piece. So Glee did not know that I killed... I mean, who could have killed him? Not me, surely. You don't realize how something really... I mean, it's less that I don't realize how well something is happening, or the audience doesn't realizing how well it's happening, but it's the eternal phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So, you know, it's one of the strengths of being a visual novel, is you can really encapsulate the way that things are happening by just posting a picture for it. I'll call it... Hold on. What's the matter? Shouldn't those two be the first to know? You've got a point. Execute. Wow, cute. Don't fucking Poke-Catch Ultra Ball, just Poke-Catch. My good spy, come here and behold the great hero of the Afterglow, our illustrious composer Herr Journey. I don't know why my PNG is now of a significantly lower quality. I don't know how long you've been hiding in Visheim, but even you must be quite familiar with him. It's really something. A city like this, run by a house like yours, could produce such an outstanding musician. You seem to have a high regard for Herr Journey. It makes sense. Who could dislike a pure-spirited musician? Even I've always liked him. Oh, but don't get the wrong idea. It's not like that kind of like, and even if it was, it'd never work out between us. Surely you've heard about the story about him and his old friend. I'm quite thankful that a woman named Gertrude is nowhere to be found in that story. Ha! Give me a break. You should already know the one who brought his music and his story to the world was me. Every time I see Gertrude, man, booba. Nah, man, fuck Gertrude. Gertrude's an asshole. Fuck Gertrude, but also, like, fuck Gertrude. Without me, he would have died in a ditch somewhere long ago. So you used the infected maestro born in an infected ghetto trope as a gimmick, and had him dance like a jester for the nobles who designed to descend here? Deigned to descend here. Doesn't matter, but yeah. It seems this city is nearer and dearer to your heart than I imagined, my good spy. To be honest, my original plan was hardly this compassionate. For the sake of reviving the House of Strollo, what is the dignity of a single musician? Yeah, don't stick your dick in crazy. Eternal lesson. However, as a Lythonian's noble, music was a compulsory part of my upbringing. I mean, listen, that's true for real life, but like, if you want to lust over crazy motherfuckers in fiction, feel free. God knows, Makima does fucking do something to me from Chainsaw Man, but like, would I ever have a relationship with her in real life? No! She's fucking insane. Can I have sex with music Sancta instead, if you insist? I must admit that even I have been awestruck by his music. Cocklick. Listen, the performance has already begun. The difference between these performances and his is like heaven and earth. You've been avoiding the question for some time now. What are you trying to accomplish? Oh my, would you look at that? I just can't shut my mouth when it comes to Journey. Everyone around me thinks I hate him, and everyone around him knows that he hates me. This unfortunate misunderstanding has robbed me of a conversation partner. For some reason, my, hold on. If I refresh chat, is that gonna fix this? My emos haven't been popping up. For some reason, my emotes are just, like, not working on 7TV right now. Maybe the new ones were. They work on here, so it's fine. It's like that sometimes. But let's not talk about me anymore. Back to my brother. Ugh, that topic really isn't as interesting as Journey, though. Twitch has been twitchy recently. Yeah, I remember GG posted something in the Discord about that very briefly. But it's only natural for his death to remain a mystery to you. It was my work, after all. Oh shit. Oh, she's gonna drop a bomb like right as they're performing, isn't she? Arknights has a thing with hot evil women. Oh, look at this fucking man dripped out of his mind. Good lord. Phew, how are you feeling? I think we've pretty much been in sync with each other. Even though he composed this piece for the two of us, it clearly has his style all over it. I don't think it's inferior to Morgan und Abend in any way. And he only spent a single night on this. What an incredible man. Composing is the release of a long build-up. I think he simply found the right opportunity for it. What are you staring at? I had no idea you knew how to give a compliment. It's not as if I've ever downplayed his musical accomplishments. Haha. I mean, understandable. My own hope is that he will make it to the concert. He'll be here. Composing a piece of music is only the first step. Only through turning the score into actual music can the piece truly be completed. News has already gotten out that he'll be changing the finale. He's not going to give up now. I hope so. Alright, Ebenholz. Do you think this suit looks good on me? I've never worn anything this expensive before, so I don't know if I might have messed something up. It looks very good. Thank goodness. Oh, there's one other thing. Why are you so unusually chatty today? Is that to say I have a normal level of chatty under normal circumstances? Yes, something like that. Hi, Golden. How's it going? Just deal with it then. Who knows, this might be the last time we ever play together. What are you staring at? Your ass? What? What? Why would you think that? Why wouldn't I? After this is over, you'll return to being Graf Urtica, and I will continue to wander. Even though our meeting was somewhat engineered by the Grafin, it was still just a coincidence at first, wasn't it? But we're friends now. I know that's what you were going to say. Right. Sometimes even friends have to go their separate ways. This motherfucker's got the kitty face going on. This motherfucker came out here and said :3. Maybe this time we won't see each other for a long, long time. But do you remember what I said? We can always give gifts to remember each other by. So I'm in my room and I hear this sound like something squeaking despite wearing my headphones. I realize it's behind the door to my room, which is closed. I open my door and my dog walks in, walks to my bed, jumps on it, and falls asleep immediately. Damn, dude. Dog is sleepy, boy. I'll give you one of my dice, then. Aren't those your weapons? Do they still work if you're missing one? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Let's not worry about it, then. I think a coin with a hole drilled through it works best, just like I said before. What about you, then? What are you going to give me? I'm still thinking. Take your time. As long as things go well today, that's something we'll have plenty of. Right, we still have plenty of time. Enough of your jokes, Gertrude Strollo. Do you have any idea what you've just said? I said I was the one who killed my brother. You've gone mad. Mad? No, think about it carefully, my good spy. Your once exalted father falls from grace, funding some shady research in secret. He tries to blow hot and cold, his plans are exposed, and he ultimately meets an untimely end. Afterwards, your brother is groomed by them, terrified into obedience, but he is too incompetent. He can't do a single thing right. He slips up once and almost exposes the ones pulling the strings. Instead of watching him suffer in torment at the hands of those who always despised him, isn't it better to use him as a stepping stone so you can succeed him? I reply, I was joking! Who are they? Who are the ones pulling the strings? Oh, I would like to know that more than anyone. Far more than you would. If you had that intention, I would sit down and strike a deal with you here and now. I might even go down into the streets myself to yell about how I have information on the Witch King's remains. Tainted witness. If I recall, this saying has grown quite popular in Columbia. I've met no shortage of idiots who thought they could play ball with us, Grafin Strollo. Didn't end well for any of them. Hey, Journey, are you alright? I want to say yes, but that would be a lie. If you really can't handle it, then... Ebenholz, don't forget whose decision this whole thing was. If that's what you want, then I will give my all. The two of us have already mastered the piece you wrote. If you, the composer, can't perform on par due to health expectations, then that's entirely on you. Well spoken. The melody is already etched into my head. All you two have to do is follow me. You talk a big game. Alright, now that Mr. Cherney is here, let's hurry up and get ready to go on stage. Whether for our own sake or for our audience, we've all got to put our best foot forward. Creed, is it just me, or do you seem unusually excited today? Do I? That might be because, for the first time, I'm experiencing what it means to be alive. I don't get you at all. Herr Journey, you're up. Oh, right, there's one other thing, Herr Journey. What is this piece called? You still haven't given it a name. I came up with it on the way here. I will name it Lichtenstatten. Wait, wasn't that the name of the piece at the very start? I put sweat and blood on this composure, literally, and I will see how it ends. Next up, Journey, Ebenholz, and Creed will ferry you away to tonight's finale. As you may already know, this piece is Herr Journey's new composition, debuting tonight for the first time. Its title is Trio for Flute, Cello, and Piano in B-flat minor. Licht und Schatten. Light and Shadow in German. That's fucking fantastic. The three bow to the audience, and the concert goers in the auditorium respond with warm applause. the music begins. After just a few short measures, the entire audience, from the auditorium to the balcony, sits up straight in their seats, those who previously wore expressions of expectation and suspicion alike. No whispers, no coughs, not even the sound of clothes rubbing together. Not a single soul wishes to disturb this fleeting, unadulterated beauty. Small beads of sweat begin to emerge on Zerny's forehead. But this does not indicate any problems with the trio, outside of their music. It's just that the power he is required to guide and control is too precise. They've begun their performance. Zerny, I just knew you wouldn't disappoint me. You will find a way to help them. Listen, this new piece. How could the audience possibly comprehend that this opening came straight from the Witch King? It's the lobby theme. I knew it. Of course they cannot comprehend, because this piece already belongs to you. Ah, this melody. It all makes sense now. You intend to rip the voice of Terra out of both of them. Bold. However, what will you do after that? Are you going to become the new vessel? In Beagler's eyes, Gertrude has gone completely insane. She mumbles to herself in the direction of the concert hall, as if conversing with a dear friend. My dear spy, would you like to hear my performance? Gertrude seems to be addressing Beagler, but is also muttering to herself at the same time. As she speaks, she walks toward the harp sitting in the corner of the room. My patience is running out, Grafin Strollo. I bought this house for a reason. It sits outside the afterglow, but you can still hear the music coming from the concert hall clearly. A wonderful location, isn't it? I love listening to the music that passes through here. This way he doesn't have to see me, and I don't have to see him. She begins to play as she speaks. Grafin Strollo, the arts units in this building have already been disassembled. And even if they weren't, don't think your arts will work on me. Men easily swayed by music don't make good spies. I only want to play the harp, my good spy. Zerny hates me. He hates me for not treating his music with purity. He hates me for using it as a tool. I once sought to defend myself and explain it away, but I later came to realize I might actually be exactly the woman he says I am. Even if he carved my heart out, I would never be able to treat music with purity. Tell me, how could one who has committed fratricide, a woman who for over 10 years has been hell-bent on exacting revenge on those puppet masters, possibly achieve anything close to purity? As much as Beagler doesn't want to admit it, Gertrude's performance is excellent, not at all paling in comparison to the echoes drifting in from beyond the window. Without a doubt, this is the level that all outstanding Lythonian nobles should aspire to. But the words that come out of Gertrude's mouth make him shudder. Wait, revenge? You're a clever man. You should have guessed that my tragic failure last night was not the result of impetuousness. But you don't know what I'm hiding. You honestly believe I've exhausted my plans, which is the only reason you're here chatting with me. The truth is, I do want to buy time, but some words have been festering in my head for far too long, which is why I can't help but ramble on. I do hope you pardon my rudeness. Furthermore, I must apologize that you'll be dying here with me. What the hell are you doing? It truly is an eye-opening piece of music. Or so it was at the beginning. Just as the title implies, the music weaves a shattered illusion from the very beginning, making one's heart sink to the bottom of a valley, as if dark clouds are blotting out the sun. However, the tune changes almost immediately, the sonorous cello uplifting the flute's clarity, with the piano behind them both to break through the layers of gloom, singing a paean to the joy of glimpsing the light of day. Oh, light! This is the singular thought in everyone's head. They immediately understand the Licht in Licht und Schatten. They begin to look forward to the Schatten. However, a feeling of unease begins to set into some members of the audience, because they see the expressions of suffering creeping across the faces of the three performers, as if something is gnawing away at them from within. Aha! Beautiful. An exemplary musician devoting his life to fighting the power left behind by the Witch King. Stantler! Oh no, even the fucking Pokemon Twitch thing is giving us things that are relevant to this. Just as he is about to pull this doomed battle back to a stalemate, he loses not to the Witch King or to himself, but to the obsessions of an old acquaintance. Hey, what are you going on about? Do you hear the harp's voice? Huh? A harp? Why would there be a harp? Isn't this supposed to be a trio? Philistine. Listen to the sound coming from that small building in the distance. The shrill laughter erupting from the depths of despair is equally beautiful. As for you, my former— Oh, shit! She's Sherney's teacher? Oh, fuck! While I was teaching you to speak using the violin, I heard the motif of your fate. What a cruel melody it was. But I never expected that you could develop it into such a brilliant opus. I salute all of you, people I may or may not know. I shall listen, for that is the only way I know to pay my respects. Blah. I fucked that up at the very end. I was the one who restarted the Voice of Terror program, my good spy. You alone? First, the Voice of Terror is exceedingly rare, and after that ordeal, you ultimately took control of 2 of them. Second, past research has proven that an individual who isn't blood-related to the Witch King cannot possibly withstand this type of experimentation. In other words— oh man, Sherney gets away from all of us, what a shame. In other words, even after you people tore apart that plan, it was not completely abandoned, merely shelved. In the end, the Voice of Terror program originates from the worship of the Witch King, and how many are there who, from the depths of their hearts, can truly worship fear itself? They only wanted a weapon to overthrow the Twin Empresses, just as the Twin Empresses overthrew the Witch King. Because this is a JRPG. It's a CRPG, technically speaking, because it's a Chinese RPG, but, like, that's what this game is, my guy. As for me, after I realized that my brother's incompetence would bring ruin to our entire house, I had no choice but to act. Nevertheless, I still found a way to show my value to those shadowy worshippers. Music, arts, money, authority, even my body, nothing worked. Finally, I found these dust-covered plans in a pile of my father's old writings. The reboot of the program brought a fresh breath of opportunity to me. They began to think that I might amount to something. But what they didn't know is I've already had enough. I don't want to be at their beck and call anymore. So I set this plan into motion. Not for the sake of overthrowing anyone, unfortunately. I just want them to get a taste of what it's like to suffer. I sucked up to them and invited them to come appreciate the fruits of my research. If you go take a walk around the around the concert hall now, you might find proof of some things you've long suspected. Everything from human experimentation facilities in the sewers to the dossier on the Voice of Terror program. Did you deliberately allow me and Ebenholz to find them? Those were only meant for the eyes of you spies. I never expected Graf Erdica to go looking for your people. And you tipped your hand to keep them from discovering what you had really done to the concert hall. Of course. The amplifiers are nothing more than a small distraction. With those amplifiers, all of the afterglow would have been made to suffer. With the amplifiers dismantled, the afterglow is indeed spared, but the same cannot be said for those inside the concert hall. The remodeling of the concert hall began after my research into the Voice of Terra had progressed into its next phase. Zerny is trying to use his own composition to draw the Voice of Terra out of the boys. But what I'm trying to do is much simpler. The moment they try to pull out the voice, they will realize that nothing is in their control. I have tampered with the melody and renaissance of the Voice of Terra. Anyone who tries to become the new vessel, regardless of who it might be, will have to endure turmoil and chaos 100 times greater. The voice, unable to find a suitable vessel, will collapse into an all-consuming void within the concert hall built by the Witch King himself, swallowing everyone within. Of course, I am part of this performance, and I equally have no hope of escape. As for you, my unfortunate spy, if you don't take this chance to escape, then you can only bemoan your ill fortune. My, what a fierce look you have in your eyes. I know what you want to do. But my apologies. I can no longer extricate myself from this song. Killing me would be no different from killing the 3 men on that stage, and all it'll do is bring about the deaths a little faster. She did basically make a bomb. Yes, it sounds like it. I said she was dropping a nuke, but apparently I was a little different. Cerny desperately wants to stop the performance, but he cannot do it. The moment he begins to reel in the Voice of Terra, he feels a single strand of abnormality, but in that solitary moment it is already too late. Oh no, it's turning it into Abno. Oh no, the 3 people on stage, they're beginning to distort. They were the musicians of Bremen the whole time! Their concert hall begins to absorb and reflect their performance like a massive arts unit. Resonance. True resonance. He immediately realizes that Gertrude's alterations were far greater than just some simple amplifiers. She is in fact a biznitch of the highest quality. The concert hall itself has become a weapon. Oh, why did you do this, Gertrude? Journey, if we continue on like this... Don't stop! The voice of terror is already destabilized due to the interference of the concert hall. If we stop now, not only will both of you, but everyone else in this venue will die along with you when the voice rampages out of control after losing its vessels. It's the silent orchestra, oh god! But they all know that this piece begins with Ebenhold's voice of terror and ends with Creed's. Even if they don't stop, Creed's voice will be pulled from his body by the piece's conclusion, and the inevitable will still transpire. This is a dead end. There's an atmosphere of uneasiness, and they're holding back on their arts. What in blazes is going on? Excuse me? You're the one from Rhodes Island. Hurry and start evacuating the concert hall. Huh? Something bad's about to happen. If we don't, it's going to be a disaster. Is this the product of Gertrude's research? Fascinating. What do you think about this? Not bad for a minor Graffin, as far as I'm concerned. Let's have her pay us a visit afterwards. Indeed. How are you so sure that they'd use the concert hall today? My good spy, you're mistaken about one thing. I can't say for sure what is about to unfold. All I can say for sure is, as long as they're still in the concert hall trying to save Creed, that I've won. Creed's disease is my final bargaining chip. If they can somehow resolve that, then I've lost. This is the situation. What the hell is this? This plan can hardly even be called a plan. That's because my plan was a failure from the very beginning. You think I'm sitting here chatting with you because I have an elaborate backup plan? How would that make any sense? If not for Journey's unwillingness to cooperate with me, if not for the fact that even the insignificant little Graf Urtica insists on rebelling against his trifling, worthless fate, why would I even bet on this method? Journey will never realize how fortunate he is, that he was born with enough talent to be recognized, and that I was willing to provide him a stage. All he had to do was be a little nicer to me, and I would have elevated his music to the loftiest heights, perhaps even before their majesties. But he refused to do even that. And that Graf Urtica, he deemed himself a vase sitting on display in his demands, but as if a bit of ridicule and insult is the greatest humiliation one can suffer in life. But look at me. I've endured the manipulation of the puppet masters of this city for 15 years. 15 long years! If I can't produce results, I will be silenced. By what right are they allowed to live while I am not? I don't care about the Witch King. I don't care about the Twin Empresses. I've only ever wanted to survive. From the beginning, all I wanted was to live on. She played us like a damn fiddle. No, you're playing the cello. After coming to Visheim, Ebenhold settled on a few things he wanted to do. King. Excuse me a moment. He wanted to spend a bit more time walking around the Afterglow, taking in the sights of the vibrant district. He wanted to perform on a few more instruments, for the first time experiencing the charm of music. He wanted to apologize to Journey, to tell him how much strength his music had brought him. He wanted Journey to become his formal music teacher, should he be willing. He wanted to spend more time with Creed. He didn't know what he wanted to do with that time. Maybe chat, maybe argue, maybe even fight, maybe kiss? I didn't know what he wanted to do with the time, but he wanted a little more of it. But had he never come to this city, had he never accepted Gertrude's invitation, none of this would have ever happened. It is his shallowness that has caused things to deteriorate to this extent. He knows how to break free from this dead end, and he is determined to do it. Frankly, had Journey not devised a new plan, he might have even wanted to carry out Gertrude's plan. But hypothetically, if the past him had wanted to do this, it would have only been to lessen the weight of sin within his heart. Now, however, he will say that it is not for atonement. He shoots a glance at Journey and Creed. One an eminent maestro, the other his dear new friend. He thinks to himself, they deserve to live much more than he does. What he does not realize is that the moment he opened himself up completely to the music, he was no longer able to hide his emotions. Airman Holtz, don't do anything stupid! Ha! Graf Erdica, my dear, you are this piece's beginning. Even if you forcibly reverse this piece and incorporate it into your own mind, how will you deal with the dissonance and contradiction? Struggle to your dying breath. One by one, they all want to flee. They all want to flee their fates. But how and why? For 15 years I've lived in their shadows, but at last, at long last, I have won. I've won. Fate is on my side. None of you will escape. Not a single one. How unsightly. The musicians seem to be fighting against the very music they play. Did Gertrude also arrange this? This? I'm not so sure. The situation seems to have arisen during our performance. Please exit the auditorium. Once again, please exit the auditorium. Ah, the MC just asked the audience to leave. Look. Shut him up. Indeed. Ugh. What are you doing? Just shutting up an infected. You have any idea what's going on? All I know is if you don't shut up as well, you're going to end up the same way. Don't do it! Even if I can only buy you a little bit of time. Should you ask Creed whether he wants to break free of his old life? His answer would surely be yes. His grandpa told him his body was extremely special, something he gradually discovered himself. The people around him would start to suffer, and those he treated with kindness would leave him in the end, so he started to distance himself from them. But he doesn't find it a terrible existence. The first thing he learned during his long life of vagrancy was that cursing fate doesn't make life any better. He can only find the meaning of his life from the few things that he can do in the moment. And now, he realizes that it is his cue. No life is worth more than any other, but he has made friends and received camaraderie. He feels fulfilled. The sunlight shines warmly outside. It is a good day to die. Oh my god. The cutscene is still going. What? The cello. Creed! What is he doing? You did say it's long, but Jesus Christ, dude. Creed, not you too. Herr Journey, how could the music you've poured your life into be trampled like this? Besides, I am the end of the piece. It's only fitting that I do this, right? Do you have any idea what you're doing? Em holes, don't stop. Just keep matching my rhythm. But then you'll... Let's put the finishing touches on our final performance together, okay? No! Trust me, Ebon Holes, Herr Journey. I'll take care of this. I believe in you. The piece has gone back to normal? No, something's wrong. Creed is... Mein Herr, something isn't quite right with this infected woman. Look here. Forget it. Why bother with a common infected? The appreciation of music should come first. Listen, everything's gone back to normal now. Seems like whatever happened before was just some shock value for the show. I assume she wanted to demonstrate the difficulty of controlling the voice of Terra for the purpose of increasing her own value. Oh, you're right. Maybe she's not half bad after all. Not only did she prepare such an interesting technique for us, she even treated us to an elegant piece of music. The juxtaposition of light and shadow is vividly reflected in the trio of flute, cello, and piano. Finally, the piece approaches its coda with an ensemble of cello and piano. Listeners strain their ears, expecting to hear the whispers of the cold night, the embrace of darkness, the call of the abyss. But they are greeted only with a long, drawn-out sigh from the void. After what seems like an eternity, applause finally breaks out across the audience that gradually swells with enthusiasm. But before the applause can sweep across the venue, it crashes against the dissonance of horrified screams. It's over. It's over. Creed, you've done it. No, there's still something I have to do. Creed, what's happening to you? Your body. Uh-oh. Ebenholz, let's go outside. Hair Journey, please take Hibiscus and evacuate the audience. Have them get as far away from here as they can. You... Creed, your body! I'm sorry, Hair Journey, Fraulein Hibiscus. There's so much I want to say to you, but it seems like now isn't the time. Take me there, Ebenholz, while I can still control myself. The melody in my head is getting louder and louder. The two melodies are tugging inside my head. Hurry, Ebenholz, take me outside. Concert hall is amplifying both melodies at once. I can't hold on for much longer. I know. Ebenholz, I'll take care of Creed. But I said I'll take care of Creed. Hibiscus, go with Hair Journey and evacuate the crowd. Upon witnessing the metamorphosis taking place on stage, the people in the auditorium begin to flee. Panic screams follow one after another, and Hibiscus and Journey's shouts can be heard amongst them. However, to Ebenholz's ears, everything is blurring into white noise. His eyes fixate only on the plaza outside the concert hall. You were planning to do this the entire time, weren't you? Perish the thought. I just did it on a hunch. A hunch? When I said you were being unusually easygoing today, it was all because of a hunch? No. I truly am glad I got to perform with you and Hair Journey. This is the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Then why'd you go and pull a stunt like this? There are still so many happy things waiting for you. But if I didn't, then either you or Journey would have done it, right? So that means it somehow falls upon you? I've never had a single good day of your entire life, whereas I'm the one who's had enough of living since a long time ago. It should have been me! Sorry, Ebenholz. What are you apologizing for? What do you have to be sorry for? The way I look now, it must be truly hideous, right? I've torn up the clothes you had made for me, haven't I? These nice, expensive clothes. Don't worry about that. I'll buy as many suits as you want. I'm sorry. You liar. I'm furious with you now, Creed. I'm really, really mad. Creed is too weak to lift his head, but he can hear Ebenholz sobbing. What's going on? What the hell just happened? No idea, but Herr Journey said the concert's on hold, and that Hibiscus Girl was desperately urging us to evacuate. It'll be fine, though. Nothing's going to happen to us. But the sky suddenly went dark. Do you think some disaster might actually be coming? Think about what that prophecy said. Fades Finale's ensemble. Don't worry, it'll be fine. The prophecy also called Hibiscus a fiend. It's starting to rain? See, there's nothing to be scared of. It's just a bit of rain. We're here. Feel any better? I don't think so. I only managed to forcibly suppress the sensation. What do I need to do now? Hurry and tell me. I want to ask you a few questions. Go ahead, ask me anything you want. Ebenholz, do you think that your fate is tragic? That my fate is tragic? I used to think so. But after I met you, I realized that the past me was just crying bloody murder over nothing. That's not your fault. They shackled you, stole your freedom, blindfolded your eyes, and plugged your ears. That's not your fault. Then, do you think my fate is tragic? The first time I heard your life story, it really did come as a huge shock to me. But I've gradually learned that your life isn't tragic. In fact, it seems very fulfilling. It's great to hear. Creed, I can't hold it back any longer, but let me finish, Ebonholes. The voice of Terra's completed melody swirls around in my head, and the Witch King's residual power howls from within me. Cruel thoughts are tearing at my chest, forcing me to bow down to fate. They're forcing me to say that our stories were painful, our reunion was misfortunate, and that our fates are tragic. But Ebonholes, I will rebuke them. Do you understand, Ebonholes? I won't deny that the voice of Terra has caused us untold suffering. I won't deny that your life as a graph filled with humiliation and scorn was a misfortune. I won't deny that my experiences living an unstable life of wandering have been tragic. But I will deny, I will always deny, the suggestion that my life is defined by those words. My grandpa carried a burden like me around for over 10 years. During those years, I lived in abject poverty, denied a relationship with anyone but grandpa. But as long as I give kindness to others, I can feel their kindness in return. I even met a teacher who was willing to teach me how to play the cello. Most importantly, after more than 10 years, I met you again. Ebonholes, don't ever forget, we are both subjects of that cruel, inhumane experiment, and we survived. When we feel like cursing our own fates, we cannot afford to forget that. We met each other again, became friends again, and delivered a perfect performance on stage together. Are we not lucky? We've already been blessed. Actually, is there anyone out there luckier than us? No, and there never will be. I understand. I get it. No, you still don't get it. Creed's voice is already laced with a deep rumbling, the growl of a monster. But to Ebonholes, even those words are gentle, like the words of advice from an older brother to his younger sibling before a long trip. If you really get it, then please don't weep for me. Ebonholes, my dearest brother. We were supposed to die together here, to bury everyone in the entire concert hall along with us. But we fought it. To others, this resistance might seem insignificant, but it was a chance for us to give everything for each other. This was a sacrifice that both of us were willing to make. It just happened to be me who did it in the end, that's all. What a wonderful opportunity to give everything for each other, asking nothing in return. We walked the path of rebellion against fate, just like Herr Journey did when he poured his life into composing this piece for us. So stand up and hold your head high, Ebonholes. There's still one last thing for you to do, and that is to use everything you have to defeat me, to keep me from destroying everything here. Do you understand? I do. I really like that look in your eyes. Creed unsteadily shambles to the center of the plaza. With each step he takes, iridium crystals erupt from his body, his flesh and blood beginning to churn. A strange melody lingers over the plaza. The crystals rapidly envelop Creed's body, transforming into armor, transforming into instruments. In a heartbeat, the being once known as Creed is swallowed up, and in his place stands a monstrosity. Anyone who sees this monster has 3 words flash into mind. The Witch King. Oh, fuck. We stand at a critical juncture, my exalted Daemon und Herren, my dear infected brothers and sisters. And you too, Ebonholes. Hearken! Listen well to my final piece. Castigate me, lament for me, cry for me, sing for me. Because today I shall die, and you will be reborn! Alright, that's fucking sick. We're cutting it there, right? Okay. Versus the Witch King. Oh. Yeah, oh. Uh-oh. Shickles.
出発だ.
Exusie, cover me.
This is about to be your opus. Indeed.
加減はしますよ.
Oh, there's that. That's right. This is a video game.
ここまでだ.
Oh, there's gameplay. Oh, fuck, there's gameplay.
Follow me.
Maybe I should have put her there. I can only assume that the boss is gonna spawn there.
Draw swords.
Fuck.
Awaiting orders.
Um.
悪くない場所だ。
Bashoda. Oh, we're not gonna kill that fast enough. Shit. We are gonna get our ass beat here. Hold up. Oh, fuck! He tries to save everyone present, yet there remains only one way to save him.
Arch unit charging.
Very well.
Oh no, he can't be blocked. Uh-oh.
Made up your mind?
Fuck! Bro, the positioning in this fight is so weird.
All the best.
Run a bit, get done up, Mr. Witch Queen.
I'll make him disappear.
Or Witch King. Oh, except Mountain just got fucking slapped. I now understand why you asked about the status of my funny medic
Who's
man.
my target?
Please give your orders, Professor.
Oh no. Oh fuck.
私に一匹も逃げられると思うな。戦場、それは変わらない。Temperature stable.
一瞬です。
I'm gonna have to read his whole fucking entry, because this is weird. Putting thorns here was not a great play on my part.
Let me create a diversion.
Please, Peloptis, come back. We need you. Oh no. Do not doot. Do not doot it.
Target marked.
Fool. Doom doots as he pleases. Get him, Exu. Get him, Exu.
Draw swords.
My man out here with mechanics. Fuck. Why is he... Does he just passively regain health? Why is there just a complete lack of, like, anyone swinging right now?
命令、お前の攻撃は想定の通りだ。
Hold on. Hold on. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Moving to intercept.
All the best.
You are not allowing me to cook right now, Mr. Witch King.
言われなくても分かってる。
That's very rude of you. Alright, phase 2.
Acknowledged.
Oh no. Wait. Wait. No, I hate this. Wait, I hate this. Why is he killing his own slugs? Why is he killing their slugs? Oh no.
Let me create a diversion.
Giving you a helping hand. I don't trust it.
Third, pierce their flesh.
はい、あなたは私がお守りします。
Oh god, the mass stun.
Professor? Please give you orders, Professor.
Bro, please stop stunning me.
時間をかけるつもりはない。
Apple pie. Professor?
And we lose.
Professor?
Perma stun is a fun mechanic. So you literally can't like group up there because the stun is a fucking AoE and a plus sign.
もしこれでより多くの人を生かせるのなら、
Oh my god, dude.
私があなたたちの背中を守る。
How is our fucking bird boy? It's been a minute since I've checked in on him. Ah, ready to ascend. I just need the materials for him.
ドクター、
Heard.
ちょうど教えてほしいことがあったんだ。
Okay. How the fuck? Creed's form, covered in layers of Originium, calls forth only fear in Leithanian. He stopped the voice of terror from consuming others, yet he himself was consumed in turn. He tried to save everyone present, yet there remains only one way to save him. Okay, attacks deal splash damage. When blocked, inflicts stun. Oh. So if you try to block him, his attacks are just gonna stun you. Okay, so melees are only so useful against him. Starts with increased defense and res. After being defeated the first time, temporarily changes to an allied unit, and then loses the increased defense and res and increases attack and skill power instead. It causes realigned flux to deal continuous damage. Attacks all targets in the field in order and loses a large amount of HP. When in realigned flux, attack speed is reduced. Okay. Yeah, that's a good suggestion on Surtur as well. I don't really have a plan right now, but let's head back in and maybe not fucking misplace like half my goddamn units. Or if you can act buff him when he turns into an ally, that would be hilarious.
You may as well attack at the same time. You're all too weak anyway.
I
feel like that's the right play there. let's set
Very well.
Silver Ash up here so that he can Silver Slash once Witch King spawns.
Draw swords.
Hmm. 全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
We're also gonna need to put a medic here.
Arch unit charging.
Awaiting order.
Hey, yo, let him cook, let him cook.
命令を無駄だ。
He has successfully cooked.
Made up your mind? The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his vanity.
Awaiting order. Cut them to pieces.
言われなくても分かってる。レーバティーン。I'll be careful.
This motherfucker's got a Dark Souls boss theme, I just noticed. This motherfucker really spawned in and said the Lich King or the Witch King.
Let me create a diversion.
Yeah, this is only phase 1 as well. Terrifying.
Professor, this may be a little hot.
This may be a little hot!
命令を無駄だ。
You can't stop me.
Damn, X-Suit out here doing fucking work. Yeah, his phase 1 is definitely a lot harder to deal with because he's got such fucking extendo values during this. Surtur really is only so good at this. Boy, just beefy, dude. Man's out here doing his best fucking Big Chungus impression, goddamn.
Awaiting orders.
Ow, 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 ow. Phase change. When he gets here, I'm gonna pop the slow. I can't, he's immortal right now. He's on our side. Now he's phase changed.
Loading complete.
And now he hits way harder.
Got it. Cut them to pieces.
Thankfully, Tiloptes is out here doing fucking big healies. Oh shit. Wait a minute, my big healies. Fuck, dude. Get him! Get him! Bug that man! Fuck.
I'll make him disappear.
What are you planning? Fool! For what reason hast thou come?
Alright, he's dead. He's dead. Yeah, easy peasy, easy clear.
Mission accomplished.
Easy peasy, just fucking murder him. Oh, God. Alright, now for the 7-hour-long cutscene at the end of this. Stupid, foolish goat boy. You didn't have to do this. Why'd you go so far for a world that owes you so much? Arknights, easy peasy game, in fact. Sir? You must leave now. Iridium activity is rising rapidly in this area. I want to see my grandson one last time. Only a little further, Hibiscus. Distract him. Creed, Grandpa's here. The funny fish man. The fish man of comedy. You, Creed, my boy. Vent whatever anger you have on me. Come to me before you do any more harm. I've deceived you for so many years. I thought about dying for your sake, but I never thought you would come to an end like this. If your choice is to let others live, why not let me come with you in my last days? Let me join you on your final journey, my boy. The crystalline monster no longer understands the old man's words. The flash of lucidity was a fleeting miracle. All the monster can think about now is dragging everything around it into emptiness, dancing to his cello's tune. You also had a unit that makes the boss's mechanic useless. Who? Teloptes? Just AoE heals? Lee? Oh. He can't be stunned? That's fucking hilarious. I love it. The funny lizard boy. Stun reverse? He stuns him back? Oh god. The monster follows the sound, playing a song of death. Sir? Young lady, why do you... I'll hold down the fort here, Ebonholes, now! Ha! Plop a healer on him and he can just 1v1 the boss. That's fucking sick. How? Friendship, dedication, sacrifice, such childish ideas should have been shattered upon contact with reality. How? How? It's not over yet. Creed may have forcibly assimilated 2 versions of the voice of Terra, but he could not overcome the disorder and madness of their amalgamation. And Creed's melody has faded, but Ebonholz's voice lingers. Yeah, no. Enough, Gruff and Strollo. Gertrude's limp hand drops from the strings. Beagler withdraws his dagger from Gertrude's back. The blood stains his clothes red. He Fortnite dances. The Iridium outer shell cracks and falls apart. The plaza falls silent, the only sound being inert pieces of Iridium shell falling to the ground. Finally, the shell shatters completely, leaving behind Creed lying on the ground with his cello. My man had enough of her bullshit, and God bless him for that. Wait for me. Wait for me. No, it's dangerous. We should call infected palliative services. What are you saying? Creed won't die. You're awake, Creed. See? He'll be fine. Ebonholes? I'm here. It's me. Don't bother. I feel so light. It hurts so much, but I feel better now. Yes, you'll get better. Yes. Listen carefully, Ebonholes. This is the last time I'll be able to talk to you. Remember my words. Live on, Ebonholes, and walk through the long night. Fight injustice and treat others with generosity and charity. Fucking... Only by doing so will I live on in your memory. I'll ask you, how did your day go, Ebenholz? And you'll tell me proudly that you had a good and productive day. You'll tell me about the challenges you face while doing good, and complain about how fate is a miser. And it will be okay, because I'll be listening. It's alright to complain a little when you've worked so hard. Only by doing so will you rise above pain and suffering, and find peace in your heart. Remember that we fought together against cruel fate, and won. When you think of me, laugh. Don't cry. Yes, yes! And Ebenholz, I'm sorry. I haven't thought about what token to give you. Anything's fine, just don't die, please. Lol, Lamau. Creed. Creed! Creed! They'll find themselves shattered someday, but that day is not today. Friendship, dedication, sacrifice. They may be naive, but someone will shed a tear for them. What about you, though, Grafenstrollo? You destroyed your friendship with Cerny by your own hands. Damn these bitches! So gay! You destroyed your friendship with Cerny by your own hands. You killed your own brother and laughed at his incompetence. You want others to sacrifice for you, but what have you done for them? Gertrude lies limp on the ground with only her lips moving slightly. My curse be upon you. Beagler reads Gertrude's lips. May you die in a dark ditch. May the madness of Ebenholz's bloodline haunt him forever. May the afterglow fall to ruin. May Lythonian ever tremble in the shadow of the Witch King. If Creed was his bro and he died, does that make Ebenholz Rocky? Yeah. May the Witch King never know the peace of death. Pathetic. Maybe I acted out of impulse, but dealing with threats to public safety is also part of my job. I'll be sure to mention you in my port, Grafenstrollo. Good night. I hope your dreams don't involve cursing anybody. Your hand's bleeding. Did you get scratched by Iridium crystals? Yes, I guess there's a bit of blood. You need treatment immediately. Treatment? It's Creed who needs treatment. Ebenholz, he's... Don't say it, Hibiscus. I beg you. Alright. He's infected, Ebenholz. If you don't want palliative services to get involved, at least find a room that's isolated for his own sake. I know. The lounge at the concert hall. Alright, I'll take him there. I will. Come, Creed. I'll carry you. Ebenholz lifts Creed up. The Iridium crystals inflict more wounds on him, but he pays them no heed. He carries his friend, even as he feels the body cooling, as though embracing a short but sweet dream. We're almost there, Creed. Just a little longer. Thank you. You're still alive? I'll take you to Hibiscus. Lay me to rest in this building. If you return to the Afterglow someday, you'll remember that you once had a good friend with whom you've laughed and argued here. And at the last, put on a duet to remember. No, you're not, Creed. Isn't this what you wanted? Shut your mouth. I won't allow you to defile his memory. Creed gave his life to cleanse the voice of terror, but it's still in my head? I warn you, don't think I'll hesitate to blow my own head off if you dare imitate him one more time. Ah, my foolish bloodline. Ebenholz no longer hears the voice. He walks towards the lounge in Afterglow Hall, Creed's body growing heavier in his arms with each step. We're here. I'll seal the room. Lie down on the sofa. It's soft. It'll feel nice. Sofa. Soft. You've never slept on one at home. Looks like I've been infected. Arts that once took so much effort now feel so simple. Maybe getting infected isn't so bad at all. That should do it. I'll seal the door from the outside. Anything else? A token. Yes, a token. I'll take the cello. Look at me taking back something I bought for you. Ebenholz's lips tremble. He stands wordless for a moment before laying his flute at Creed's side. You said you wanted a coin with a hole, but the only thing I have left is this flute. I'm sorry. So sorry.
どれほどの罪を重ねてその命と共に塵に帰るでしょう。
Alright, is there an after fucking thing cutscene? Oh, Christ. Alright. How long is this one? How long is this one, GG? Is this shit, bruh? I gotta go get food. Also, best boy unlocked. Not that long? Okay, cool.
好みの魅力と上司は全て私の音楽の中に注ぎ込んでいます。私本人はただのしがない演奏者に過ぎません。
We will at some point, yes. I'm just gonna click through these real quick. Is Ebenholz alone? Yes. Claim all button is there? Well, you probably should have pointed it out before I finished mashing through everything. Fucking Sag vibes. Stream delay, GG's only weakness. True. Bro, fucking GG got a fatal weakness to that shit. Is that all there is? I'm not hiding even a shred of truth from you. The way this was handled was quite the surprise. How should we proceed now? How should we proceed? We don't. This never had anything to do with you to begin with. All we're doing now is making adjustments to how the territory in question will be handled. How does that have anything to do with you? You're right about that, but with how things turned out, those infected will get to stay on that city plate. It'll be difficult to keep them from gossiping about this. And who would believe infected nonsense? Then what shall we do next? What shall we do next? There's no rush. We still have lots to do. That's all I have to report for this incident. Thank you. Have you located the piece that this Shirley man wrote during the incident? The Empress's voice is ready to transcribe it at any moment and can personally play it for you in a few hours. No need, I can listen to the recording. Not bad. I can even hear him crying from the bottom of his heart as he wrote the piece. He's a talented man. Too bad he's not quite talented enough. Hello, Empress 1. So how did it go? Not bad. It didn't get worse. Andante said the infection deterioration caused by the incident was unusual. Most infections went into a continuous stable phase, and I'm no exception. It's not going to get worse again like before, right? Yeah, dude. Welcome to fucking Arknights endgames, dude. Shit's crazy. It's good fucking shit, man. Andante said they looked into the phenomenon pretty thoroughly. Apparently, nearly all the Originium that got activated during the incident has gone into an extended low activity state. She's putting down my man Cerny, I'll fucking kill her. In other words, I get to hang around a little longer. Thank goodness. Right, does Andante know what the Herzog is going to do with the Afterglow? Well, this is just what she said she heard, but apparently the Empress's voice has requested the Herzog not lay a finger on the Afterglow. Oh, thank heavens and thank their majesty's kindness. Keep it down. What should we do from here on out? Oh, shut up. You don't think things have gotten out of hand enough as it is? What to do from here on out? Live one day at a time, that's what. I want to live more than a day, though. You should really keep your mouth shut. Hibiscus, I finally get it now. There are some things that you're better off not knowing anything about. I guess I'll apply to be transferred somewhere else as soon as I'm done with the follow-up work here. Maybe I'll go to the land ship. That sounds nice. Don't move. It took a lot of effort just to find you. Do you have anything to say? It was your men who tricked Creed into coming to Visheim, you right? Everything you said was the truth, except for the bit about payment. You knew he was in a hurry to make money for my treatment, and you lured him into this mess with that. But you two had nothing against each other. Why did you do it? If I told you, I'd have to kill you. I don't have much longer to live to begin with. Alright then, seeing as how we're old colleagues, I will tell you. Grafin Strollo was already looking for Creed, and she was very close to finding him. So what? Creed was always there by my side, and that practically meant you had full control of him. You read her research notes. You know full well just how terrifying her work on the Voice of Terra was. Until I got my hands on her notes, all I knew was that she had put in a lot of time into researching this subject, but I never knew the true extent of her research. If we'd let her continue working, she might just have been able to do something even more appalling with the Voice of Terra, say, triggering and inducing resonance at much greater ranges. You could have woken up in the morning and found your grandson transformed into a monster. Would you have wanted that? Rather than letting things come to that, it was much better to bring Creed right to her, put the rush on her, and let her put her plan in motion before she could work out the kinks. So, any more questions? What would you have done if Ebenholz hadn't found the amplifiers at the Afterglow Hall? What do you think? However the Afterglow turned out, that's how I would have turned out myself. No further questions. Come with me then. Not going to kill me. I've got no reason to kill you, and it would have given me yet another thing to weigh on my conscience. Come, let's head to my shop for a cup of coffee. We'll talk about those stupid honorable young men. Must I? What do you think? My man be living in the sewers, damn. Lava? Why'd you push yourself like that? If anything happened to you, I'd never ever forgive you. Huh? Oh, you're talking about what happened in Visheim, right? Look, I'm all fine. And who was it that had a standoff with an angry mob, who didn't evacuate even knowing that she'd be affected by the Voice of Terra, and who fought those people even though she barely learned any arts? I don't remember telling you any of this. I already talked to Mr. Journey. He told me everything. If you wanted to know all the whys and wherefores, why didn't you come talk to me directly? I actually visited Mr. Journey to ask him about my piano teacher in Leithanian, Mr. Johan. And it was only after we kept talking that I found out you almost... Why is Lava dressed like that? This is the near future timeline. Certain events take place in the near future and have versions of characters that currently exist as if they were more progressed along their line. So this is Lava as a 5-star operator as opposed to a 3-star operator. Almost. I'm warning you, if something like this happens again, don't you dare push yourself like that. You hear me? You hear me? Alright, don't cry anymore. Look, see? I'm alright. But your infection, yes, it's got rather severe thanks to the Voice of Terra, but it's under control now, so... No, that's not enough. You're always on my case about my health, but you don't care about what happens to you at all. If I lost you, Lava, I promise you I'll look out for myself more, okay? Really? Really. Don't you dare lie to me. Why would I? The doctor gave me quite a long holiday, you know? I'm going to spend this time well and get some quality rest in. Alright, now, you said you asked about Mr. Johan? How is he? Mr. Cerny said he saw Mr. Johan at a gathering a year ago, and that he was fine and well. Speaking of, you went all the way to Leithanian yourself and even got a flute for your wand. Do you learn to play while you were there? You mean this? The most I'm doing with it is treating it like a wand. I don't know how to play. Really? Of course, really. You're just being shy, aren't you? Why would I be shy about this? I don't believe you. Play something. Well, alright, here goes. Alright! That's the worst sound I've ever heard in my life! Damn, she is apocalyptically bad. Thanks for your concern, Doctor. I'm feeling very well. And I must thank you again for the protection you are offering the Afterglow. If you and Rhodes Island hadn't intervened, the Empress's voice would never have lifted a finger from my home. The Afterglow is a lot easier to handle than Ebenholz. I suppose there must be a reason why you summoned me here? You asked to be deployed on the front lines, and I have to confirm your intentions. I've already written my thoughts in full on the report. Your condition's stable, but your infection's serious. Anything can happen in battle. I'm prepared. Truth be told, Doctor, when Hibiscus helped me up and walked me to the concert hall, I was already prepared to die. 10 years of poggers. Even though so much has happened and things turned out nothing like I had imagined, I lived. It really feels quite peculiar, and I cannot describe it very well, whether through words or music. Not expecting to find how to express this feeling on the battlefield, but I'm thinking that it might prove beneficial if I try to fight for the infected in an entirely different way. I understand how you feel, but do wait for your evaluation results. I understand. Speaking of which, Ebenholz is here too, is he? Of course. I haven't seen him at all since the day after we arrived at Rhodes Island. Sometimes I can't help but think that the black-clad Graf Urta might have actually died. According to Lithanian's official reports, he's indeed gone. You're right. Well then, I'll take my leave now, Doctor. Speaking of Ebenholz, it happens the next thing on my agenda has to do with him. Do you want to see him? Never mind. I don't dare to claim I know how much this incident has affected him. I can only imagine. If there comes a day when he's willing to see me or Hibiscus, we'll talk then. Goodbye, Doctor. I look forward to hearing the music you'll write off the battlefield, and hope it'll be no less impressive than your past work. Bear obtained! Bear obtained! Doctor, I'm surprised you found me here. There's an operator who saw you here. Who? I don't mind having a little chat. I digress. I'm a messenger today. Here's a letter for you. A letter? Where is it from? Lithanian. I have an idea what it is. Hand it over. Need me to stay and open it with you? One of my many services. You're a funny one. I get that a lot. I really can't imagine you in a fight. Are you always this lighthearted when you're out commanding battles? I wouldn't mind you getting a little less serious when you're off to a field operation. Well, I look forward to it then. I'm going then. Enjoy your time alone. Enjoy your alone time. That goes without saying. This is the passport of a Lithanian citizen, Ebenholz. Creed's and Graf Erdika's death certificates. There's more? A letter. It's not signed. An anonymous letter? Just my impression of her. Rhodes Island operator Ebenholz presses the tip of his wand to the letter and sets it ablaze. Wait, did we miss? Oh wait, hold on. I did skip it. Dear Mr. Ebenholz, congratulations on the freedom that you have been longing for. I am writing this letter to inform you that our common enemy, Graf Erdika, has passed away. I would like to extend my sincerest apologies to you in regard to the troubles he and his friends have brought about. It is my hope that this letter and the file enclosed may reach you as a consolation. P.S. Please ensure that the death of Graf Erdika remains a cold, hard fact. Otherwise, our joint effort will eventually go down the drain. Rhodes Island operator Ebenholz presses the tip of his wand to the letter and sets it ablaze. Not long after, the flames reach the passport, then the Count of Erdika's death certificate, and then Creed's. The smell of burning paper spreads across the deck. Ebenholz picks up the cello next to him. He thinks back to how his dear friend played the cello, closes his eyes, and begins to play a simple, lively melody. When the twin empresses first took control, countless pieces of music singing their praises sprung up all over Lithanian. This, too, is one of those pieces. Hi, Mochi! Today, the second half of the song has long been forgotten. Only the first half is still sung by a small number of people, thanks to its uplifting melody and the lyrics openly expressing the singer's cheerful mood. The sunset is glaringly bright. Oh. Ah! Mochi! This poor fucking boy! This poor fucking lad did not deserve that! Ah! God, I didn't really feel much for it until the fucking end there. Ugh! Good fucking event. Good event. That's that good shit. Oh my lord. Yeah, It does still have a few of the lingering issues that kind of happens occasionally. Hello? Bring the music back? Oh no, I don't want to enter Stormwatch. However, by a fucking mile, this is like easily one of the fucking better, yeah, lingering issues, there you go. This is one of my, the best, like, Arknights events I've read up until this point. This fucks on the same level as, like, what's it called? Twilight of Walamon. In fact, I might prefer this one, just because, the climax of Twilight of Walamon, while still pretty cool, I like having a cool, fancy fucking final boss fight, and Twilight of Walamon was kind of just Mudrock. And, like, there's nothing wrong with that, because Mudrock was an unknown antagonist then, but, like, Mudrock is playable now, so it did kind of drag a little bit of the hype down from it. Whereas this one, getting to fight an incarnation of the Witch King? Bruh! Fucking sick, dude. But yeah, fucking, this fantastic event. Absolutely loved it. I need a little bit of time to fucking think on some of it. Oh, Hibiscus, the Purifier's operator record explores the prophesized demon substory. I don't have her, unfortunately. I do have Ebenholtz, though, who I was gonna mention. While I am a little bummed at the fact that I don't currently have any,
Please don't throw out any of the pink household goods in the engineering department.
Whatchamacallit,
Those are for overtime use.
while I don't have a lot of, what's the phrase? Brain, help me out here. While I don't have a lot of roles for the upcoming Gavial Altar banner, I do, I do have Ebenholtz right now, and that's fucking sick. How is Dame Gertrude Strollo as a character? And inoffensive, at the very least. Not, you know, not a fucking spectacular villain, holy shit. I like that. I kind of assumed that when her plan got resolved by Chapter 7, that her plan was gonna have, like, another layer to it.
I've never been an assistant before. It's a novel experience, but rest assured that I will not be remiss, even if this work is not my forte. If any children aboard Rhodes Island wish to learn piano, you may send them to me. But I am a strict teacher. I am not one to release a student part way once he begins his studies.
Bruh, this man.
Shall I open? Shall I close? To tremble in my music is your honor.
Bro, this man's voice is goated.
Extraordinary melodies can only be played by the soul that quakes.
Bro, 11 out of fucking 10, dude. Holy fucking shit.
I may be exceptionally tired in both body and mind, but I do not want the music to end here. Please, don't be disheartened. Not every composition is smooth from start to finish. There'll always be a few rounds of polish before you land where you want to.
Actually absurdly fucking good. Try battle voice lines.
Listen, silence, sofort! Listen or leave!
Listen or leave.
Shut up or else! Get out right now!
I love him. I love him so much.
To tremble, extraordinary melodies can only be played by the soul that quakes.
That's actually fucking goated. Holy shit. What does he do? What is it? Oh, he's an arts protector? Yes, my favorite skill. Finger flingy dingy. Boost to attack and res. 50 res? Good lord. Damage, cringe. Magic, disgusting. So he's also got Reflect as his other thing. Max HP plus 30% and becomes more likely to be attacked. For every attack taken, increase attack by 16%. Then deal 150% attack as arts damage to all nearby. Ooh, that's cool. And he does actually have a Reflect. Dude, fuck arts shit. Arts shit is cringe, dude. I'm gonna have to level him at some point. I'm gonna go farm out the last of the resources that I need for Lumen over the next couple days. And then I really want to get, where is he? Where is he? I know you're here. There's no escape. You think you're safe? You think you're safe, Ebenholtz? You're gonna get fucking power leveled immediately. Oh yeah, I forgot I have Gladia now. Fuck it, you get a tag too. I like you. Maybe not the most important one though. I might also, but I already raised Shalem, but I guess he's more for offense. I have not raised Shalem, but Ebenholtz gets the position purely because, damn, I like character. Oh, God. Okay, that's gonna have to be it for now. I am fucking starving. It's 7 o'clock. I was considering doing another stream later tonight, but I also need to sit down and get all of the fucking editing done for the voice clip by the end of that tonight. So I don't know if I'm gonna be available for another stream tonight. We'll check out more operator stuff on Tuesday because I'm assuming we're gonna be like in between events and stuff, and that'll be some time for us to hang out and just kind of vibe. Isn't that right, Mochi? We're just gonna vibe. Isn't that right, Mochi? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Holy shit. I am, whew. That was a long one. Can you look at my squad? Everyone go into the Discord and check out JJ's squad. I do not have the time, JJ. I apologize. I literally just... I am, like, back-to-back busy today. But, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys a little later, possibly. We'll see. I'll just keep your eye on the Discord if we're still gonna goof. Hope you guys have a wonderful